Hey, hello. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Let's get fucking crunk. And by that I mean be a degenerate and play video games indoors. It is also like raining really hard outside and the wind is howling. So it seems like a good an evening as any to post up, get comfortable. Oh. Alright, please hold in the lobby here for a second. No, I think we're good. It always likes to bait me with getting all the way through the loading screen, acting like there's no update, saying press to play, and then some more shit pops up. Nice. One freebie. Oh wait, the banner's changed. Oh yeah, trigger's out. Ooh. Tough. Do we do any pulls on trigger, or do we just save for when Vivian is out? I'm just probably gonna pull, because I'm just gonna assume that I'm not gonna get trigger anyways. I'm still like 40 pulls from pity. I don't think there's any harm in blowing a few polychromes on a wish and a prayer. I almost want to pull for Zhu Yan, actually. I think I like her more between the two. This chest not being openable is tilting. Alright, well I'm going to continue with my main journey of trying to finish all the agent stories and stuff. What the hell is this trying to make me do right now? What are the yellow check marks versus the blue check marks? What do these do? What are yellow markers versus blue markers? That doesn't fucking mean anything. Yellow quest markers. Maybe my... whatever quest you currently have tracked has the yellow marker. Well, that's not true because I have a fucking ton of them tracked. Actually, if I start this one, does it turn yellow? No, it doesn't. I don't understand the logic. And I don't care to understand it. I'll come back and do all this stuff later. I guess I'm gonna have to take suggestions on which side quests are good and which ones are like the most worth doing. Cause like, I don't know, there's like 40 of these I have to do and I'm obviously not gonna do all of them. But I'm sure there are some that have like significant plot implications and also maybe some funny moments with the cast and crew. Oh, new video archive. New trigger quest? Hey. Did anything else come out this patch? Are there any new story mode missions? Let me double check. Probably not, right? Nah, nothing at the moment. So this is just a small kind of intermediate patch. Just releasing a character and doing some fun stuff about it. Man, this coming out at the exact same time to give me more content when I was about to finish basically everything in the game. It's hard. It's a hard quest. Bell, we've been on 6th Street for a while now. How many Internet commissions have we taken these past few days? I was just like right after they moved in. It's okay. We're starting our proxy business and video store from scratch, side by side. It'll take time. These days, I've been focused on managing the store, so thank you for taking care of our internet business, Belle. Having this cozy little home with you is already much better than the life we had after leaving the academy. As long as we slowly build our reputation, we'll eventually have a chance to uncover clues about the fall of the old capital. We'll take it slow. Oh, I didn't even see what I clicked on just now. Your enthusiasm is really something, but your troubles will soon be resolved. I saw how hard you've been searching for commissions, so these past few days I found an intelligence broker. No, it's gonna be Shepard. We shouldn't have to worry about getting commissions in the future. As your older brother, I also want to be able to help you. Thanks, I think I've done a good job too. I arranged to be with him in the store today. He's here just in time. That'd be a cool surprise to wait for us on our first commission with him. I doubt it, it's just gonna be this fucking guy. Also, I guess we already have this set up from minute 1. Probably this is like, we just finished unloading the last of the boxes. The intelligence broker I found on the internet. Nice to meet you both. You can call me Shepard. I'm glad you two chose to work with me. By the way, are you two just starting out in this line of work? I understand. It's normal for rookie proxies like you two to have a hard time finding commissions. But please don't worry. As an intelligence broker, I exist precisely for people like you. Let me check my notes. Your name is Phaethon, right? What kind of commissions do you usually specialize in? How far in the past could this even be? This is before we even built up a name as Phaethon. And like, we had a whole legendary proxy arc between the start of this, like, event here, and then the start of the game. I'm assuming that was at least a couple of years. And these guys still look like they're the same age. They still look like they're 16 years old. What an energetic response. These days, many young proxies lack the energy you have. That being said, combat-related commissions might be a bit tricky, right? You two don't seem like fighters, and hiring combat personnel can be expensive for new proxies. I'm not sure I feel comfortable assigning you anything dangerous. Please, bro, give me this dangerous, shady shit immediately. I need money. I don't know what the hell you're offering, but I am not interested. The actual commission, huh? Well, then I happen to have a recently issued commission that could serve as the perfect starting point for our partnership. I believe this commission is the perfect difficulty to assess your abilities. Interested, please let me explain the details. And thus was the start of the most tumultuous friendship with the worst person on the planet.
Our first assignment together is a missing person commission. There's no need for combat or venturing into any hollows, so it's completely safe. Honestly, I can't think of a better way to test your skills.
Why do we even need a proxy for this? It's just some guy missing.
Not to be rude to the client, but guiding people through the hollows is what a proxy does. A commission that doesn't even require stepping in one seems kind of pointless for us to handle, right?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not trying to pass this off on you. Your ability to navigate the hollow is unquestionable. That's what makes a proxy a proxy. But this role involves more than just that, and this commission is a perfect opportunity to demonstrate those other skills.
How does one even get experience as a proxy before, like, becoming an actual proxy? Are you allowed to just go into the hollow and explore and just do stuff and test your Bang Boo's capabilities? You're just allowed to go around there and meander about? It's the same way, it's like, how do people get experience in driving before they take their driver's test? When they're, like, not legally allowed to be driving. But everyone's, like, parents takes them on joyrides and stuff and shows them how to use the stick and everything, so... And then the DMV tries to pretend like, oh, it's not a big deal that you're out there driving with no license. Because it was supervised, you know? But it's the same deal with this. Like, you're technically not allowed to do it, but fuck it.
To be honest, the client barely gave us anything to work with. Just pieces of info. That's why this is a perfect chance to show off your skills in gathering intel, spotting details, and negotiating. All the makings of a top-tier proxy.
How's Trigger gonna play into this?
You've made your point. Guess we can't refuse now. Let's see the job.
He's gonna break out into some bluegrass right here in the fucking video store lobby. Oh. This is her, I guess, right after she went blind. Did we find her?
The client has only provided us with these 3 clues. All we know is that the woman in the photo is your target.
Just a photo.
I saw there was a...
So even the client doesn't know her name, identity, or whereabouts? And what's the deal with the harmonica and the sheet music?
I saw there was another, like, video trailer thing released for Trigger. I haven't seen it yet, but I need to.
The client doesn't seem to have
It possibly
any more
explains
info,
how she went
though
blind.
It's possible they just don't want to share. But the client did mention if you get stuck, you should try playing the sheet music with the harmonica.
If either of these two know how to read sheet music, I'll be incredibly surprised.
Well then, I'll leave this commission in your capable hands. Keep me in the loop if you make any breakthroughs. Just ping me on Knock Knock.
I think I'll not do that.
Single photo and a melody. Feels like chasing shadows. Belle, where do you think we should start?
So if we helped Trigger at some point in the distant past, does she remember us? And how do we not remember her when we saw her again after all this time?
Maybe we should start with Port Elpis. A woman with her eyes covered isn't exactly someone you see every day. Remember when we went to visit the sea? I'm pretty sure we spotted someone like that back then.
That was just an old blind Baba Yaga who was out there reading
Remember?
fortunes on the sand.
I was in a bad mood that day, so you took me to the port to clear my head. We bought some fries, but you were so busy staring at that girl with her eyes covered, a seagull snatched them right out of your hand.
Wise, were you rubbernecking?
Why do you sound mad? Now that I think about it, that woman did look a lot like the one in the photo. I was just a bit distracted. I didn't mean to stare. Next time I'll make sure to watch my fries more carefully.
Yeah, why does she sound mad about
Well,
that?
thanks to you, we've got a lead now. Let's head to the port and see what we can find.
And I guess we're still old enough at this point to be able to drive. How old are Belle and Wise now? Maybe they're like 18 now and they were like 16 at the start of this. That sounds like kind of reasonable. Maybe they just stopped growing after they like got out of fucking high school. It was a week ago when we saw that lady and we can't be sure if she's the person we're looking for. Even if she is, it's uncertain whether she's still around here. Since we don't have any other leads right now, let's try our luck. I'll hack into the cameras to see if she's been around recently. I guess, yeah. Maybe he learned hacking experience when he was like in his fucking private Helios Academy, Harvard school, or whatever the fuck. Our fries and hot dog combo is a hot seller. Oh, we're in America. Oh shit, I kind of want a good hot dog now. I haven't had just a good straight, like, carnival style hot dog in a long ass time. It's always chili dogs, and I like chili dogs less than regular hot dogs. Hey, once every 1 or 2 months, I'll see her wandering around this area, but I've never spoken to her and she doesn't seem to interact with anyone. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing her recently. I keep an eye out for you. Thanks. The seagulls are always trying to steal the fries. They've been too active recently. Will they have a negative impact on the sale of our fries? I think I shouldn't feed them so much in the future. You should never feed seagulls anyways. I don't know what it is about seagulls in particular, but those guys are the most, like, asshole-ish birds that you will run into in public. They're the most opportunistic motherfuckers. So aggressive, so persistent. They would pick up a child and eat them if they were physically capable of doing that. If human children weighed as much of a french fry, they would absolutely eat that. Well, I guess that's like the, you know, how most animals think, though. If something is small enough to eat, they'll eat it without cause for moral implications of it. Probably I'm overthinking it. Damn, I got to take a whole tour around this port. Hey, what do you think you're doing? This lighthouse is currently off limits. No one is allowed to enter. Sorry, Mr. Old-Timey Sailor. Can you tell me a story about your time on the high seas? If I hadn't shown up, you would have just gone straight in, wouldn't you? This lighthouse hasn't been properly maintained for years. If something happened to you, who would take responsibility? Besides, what do you need to go up the lighthouse for? Let me see. This girl does have a rather memorable appearance, but I don't recall seeing her before. Is that so? I usually keep two around the lighthouse. If she was on the dock's walkway, I definitely would have seen her. If you're looking for her, I suggest checking around there. At the very least, I haven't seen this girl near the lighthouse. Okay, sounds reasonable enough. Kind of sad that he didn't let me up, but I guess he's being a responsible adult. Someone must be living there, right? Who? Hello? Who? Never seen. Disappear. In the end, everyone will disappear, including me. Wonder if that was her. She's being stored as a stowaway. Also, she's like never seen because she doesn't know that it's her we're looking for because she literally can't see.
No luck on my end. Belle, did you find anything?
No.
I was wishful thinking to assume that a quick stroll through the port would solve this. But since we're here, might as well give the harmonica a try. Whether it works or not, you owe me some fries before we head back.
Oh, they stole the fries from Belle, I see.
I'll do whatever you say, but Belle, would you mind giving the harmonica a try instead? I'm curious to how it sounds.
I bet Wise is tone deaf. I'm headcanoning
Wow,
that.
you sure know how to set me up. I'm telling you now, though, I can't promise what it'll sound like.
Why do you know how to read music? This is pretty fucking good. Where did she learn how to play a harmonica? I mean, it's like she's missing a couple of notes, but like, this is way better than anybody who doesn't know how to play a harmonica would do. Beautiful.
How do I put this? It sounds okay once you...
Come on, give her some credit, man.
But nothing happened, so I guess we should just get some fries and head back.
That was like a really impressive attempt at something that she obviously is not an expert in. And you're like, it was okay, I guess. He was the one that threw that shit on her. She tried to get him to do it. Fuck you, Wise.
Excuse me. Were you the ones playing the harmonica just now?
Sorry. My sister didn't mean to make such a commotion. We'll just...
Oh, so she was already sauced up.
You're the one in the photo. Sorry about that. I didn't hear any footsteps, so...
I thought we were gonna find her in like recently blinded orphan form.
My apologies. Moving quietly is second nature to me. I didn't mean to startle you. If I may ask, where did you learn that melody?
Well, the two of us are proxies.
I don't think she's gonna
and
come with
this
us.
song was given to us by a client. We never thought it would actually help us find you. Our client is the one looking for you. Why don't we discuss the details somewhere else?
I see. Please lead the way. I'd also like to meet this client of yours.
I bet she's like run away and there's people trying to find her.
Okay, let's go check in with Shepard.
Having said that, she's like
I
very
almost forgot.
chill
Your
with
name
going back
is-
and meeting them if that is the case.
My real name. I haven't used that in a long time, but I do have a code name. You can call me Charon.
Charon. Why aren't her eyes lighting up? Why doesn't her mask do the thing?
Miss Charon, I just reached out to the information broker who...
This is
posted the
before
commission.
that technology existed, I
Should
guess.
be here shortly, and you'll be able to meet the client soon. Please take a seat on the couch. I'll get you something to drink.
Thank you, but please, don't mind me. By the way, the second row from the top... on
Oh,
the
it
TV
does
wall,
light up.
Third unit from the left. It has a connection issue. You might want to check it out when you have time.
Oh, so she literally senses electricity.
Oh, let me see.
That's how she sees.
You're right. How did you know? No wonder there's been some lag lately.
I rely on my hearing. I lost most
No,
of my
she's
vision
sensing
in an
electricity.
accident.
That's just a lie.
I can just about make out the outlines of my surroundings. To move around like an average citizen, I've trained my other senses to be extremely sharp. I heard a faint buzzing sound. by moving around the room and noticing the change in sound, I was able to pinpoint the location of the faulty TV.
But how does she know, like, all the other stuff? Like, there's a TV wall, and there was the third from the top right or whatever.
Sorry. I hope my question didn't seem rude.
No need to apologize. Vision isn't the only way to perceive the world. As proxies, you too should know that better than most. Anything that can be seen with your eyes can never be considered a secret.
I know humans are, like, sight-based creatures, and that's the sense that we rely on the most. But is it possible for a non-blind person to just, like, wear a blindfold around everywhere? And then hone their other senses to, like, the level of a blind person, and then eventually take the blindfold off and then have honed senses plus eyesight? Probably not. I feel like if you take the blindfold back off, you go back to being reliant on sight, and all of your other senses go back to being more dull. But if I was, like, a CIA, like, goon in the fucking 70s, and I was allowed to just perform unethical experiments on civilians and soldiers to try and fucking extract more combat prowess out of my people, then I would experiment on that. I would subject somebody to that and make them try and learn it. The forced blindness experiment. That's going up there with MK Ultra. I don't know if the CIA listens to fucking auto transcriptions of Twitch streams, but I'm definitely further on the watch list than I was before now.
It's me again. You two found the target already? Wow, Phaethon, you guys are incredible. If you're always this fast, you could take on anything.
Is it like reasonable to assume that probably some three-letter agency is listening to every Twitch stream or radio or YouTube video, even if no one's like physically watching it, because they have like web crawlers that scrape every line of dialogue that people say, and they can like still piece together a coherent train of thought on anything, whether or not it's being watched, and judge if something is dangerous and untrustworthy and is in need of silencing. I feel like that technology probably exists. I did hear somebody say one time that's like, however futuristic you think the military has technology-wise, like add 20 years. And that's what probably they have in development right now and just aren't telling anybody about.
High efficiency?
CIA is not the
It's
military,
nothing
but still.
really. By the way, didn't the client come with you? Charon here would like to meet them.
Where to start? It's great that you were able to find the woman in the photo, but there's a new problem.
She's changed into a new outfit, and now the person who is looking for her doesn't want her
I
anymore.
can't get in touch with the client anymore. There's been no reply from his Knock Knock account since yesterday. I brushed it off at first, but there's still no reply today.
Knock Knock account.
Just when I thought he might have skipped town, his account suddenly sent me a location, the edge of a hollow. Who sends something like that in normal circumstances?
Sorry, I had to get a drink.
Sending a location from the edge of a hollow? That's anything but normal. And the client hasn't responded at all?
Either way, I'll keep trying to reach the client. I hope he's alright. Let's stay in touch for now. We won't be wrapping up this commission for a while.
Alright, well, that was chill.
Sorry, but I overheard your conversation. Could you share that location with me? If I investigate the hollow, I might pick up some clues.
You're Miss Charon? No offense, but the hollow isn't somewhere just anyone can waltz into. Without a carrot or combat personnel, it's a death trap. You should wait.
Damn, so Shepard has always been this much of a grating douche nozzle.
I'm a soldier. I served with the Eridu Defense Force under the Chrysoberyl Division. Even after retiring, I've made countless trips into the hollow. You can trust in my combat skills.
So is her mask, like, being off a lot of the time now, like, a sign of the fact that maybe she was, like, emotionally dulled in the past? And in the last, like, X amount of years since this flashback and the present story, she's learned to be more emotionally open, and, like, her feelings and stuff are back? She lost her emotions in the war. She was a PTSD-stricken husk of her former self. That's the current Charon that we're looking at right now.
The heart rates of you and the two proxies here seem to have just spiked. Don't worry.
See, that's creepy.
My
Why would you
military
say
days
that?
are far behind me. I have no current ties with them. As for getting into the hollow...
Oh, also because we're criminals, I
Proxies,
guess.
Can I request your assistance? I don't know anyone else who could guide me. I'll pay the commission fee as best I can. If you don't want to be involved, that's fine. I'll think of something.
Don't worry about it.
We'd like to find the client ASAP too. I mean, who's gonna cover our commission fee otherwise? Besides, if we said no, you'd just head into the hollow alone, wouldn't you?
Damn, Belle was always
How did you
responsible.
know?
So that was your plan? You just remind me of how Wise and I used to be. So desperate to find someone that we didn't even care if we were ready or not. Well, since Miss Charon wants to continue to investigate, I'm willing to act as the proxy for no additional fee. You can relax, Shepard.
No additional fee. Oh man. So you gotta take advantage of the fact that she's desperate and like upcharge her 500%. The Comcast strategy.
I see. That works for me. With the client still unreachable, my hands are tied. Please, look into the hollow, and be careful.
I'm really sorry for troubling you both. Finding this client is very important to me, so I may have acted a bit out of line just now.
What? That was perfectly reasonable. What are you talking about?
No worries. Seeing how determined you are to find the client, we couldn't just sit by and do nothing. Let's work together to find them.
Let's fucking go. What? This outfit is so good, by the way. I don't know if it's like practical in a military setting, because I feel like she is fucking just completely naked under like the metal armor, but it looks very cool. Of course. Probably your first time taking on a commission to the hollow that might involve combat. I'll do my best to protect you. Okay, so yeah, we're the only ones that can do the proxy stuff. At least the Bang Boo proxy stuff.
I've got your back.
Is the con-
Starlight, it's time to shine!
Alright. Busted ass team comp we got right here. I keep forgetting that I need to like actually log on and do my grinding and stuff now because I have to get everyone to level 50. And after that,
Miss Charon, I need some time to calculate the hollow route.
I'm not far from level 60,
Leave
which
this
is the
to me,
max level
Proxy.
in this game.
Actually, I've been to this hollow before for reasons. I
Reasons.
still remember the way forward clear as day.
Feel the power of Starlight!
Oh? Why don't you wait just a little longer? Calculating a path doesn't take that long.
Bang. I had like
Path ahead.
something that I was gonna say and talk about, and then I completely forgot because the combat started. I don't really have to like focus for these fights, but I end up doing it anyways.
In my sight!
One moment, Proxy. I might have misremembered. I just need to think.
Oh yeah, I was about to talk about
I'm sure you're
how the
well aware that
fucking
hollows undergo periodic
max
spatial
level in this game is
distortion
only
for
60, which is so nice because I'm coming from like Genshin and Honkai where it's 80 and or 90 and 80 respectively,
That's why each time we enter,
and that takes like so much longer to get to.
Easy target! Perfect!
Show no mercy.
The double gun team comp is too strong.
Sorry for being so presumptuous, Proxy.
But I'm already only 10 levels off of having my current guys at the max.
How are you so fluid when you move and fight?
Military, don't ask questions.
Is it because of your sharper hearing and heightened senses?
Nah, it's because I got the Barrett 50 cal from Modern Warfare 2.
And that's one part of it. In fact, my eyes gained some unique abilities as they changed.
Change? You mean your eyes changed?
Wait, something's up ahead.
What the?
There's someone on the ground.
This is like a teenager. The unmistakable smell of blood, but not the sight of blood. Easily can't show that. Bullet holes. Severe blood loss from long-range gunshot wounds. Someone's been killing people in this hollow. Damn, they actually just straight up are murdering people in here. You rest in peace.
What could have happened? Who did this?
I like how the dead guys in this game just look the same as people
Given the
who were
depth
knocked
of the
out.
wound and the caliber of the bullet, the killer was a sniper, just like me.
Trigger did it. She dissociated and
Ether levels have significantly increased.
became her alter ego where she like is a serial killer.
You're in my sights.
The stage is mine. Hold on. Let me find what's causing the ether level increase. Up ahead. There are multiple
Ah, there you are,
places
big
ether
fucker.
non-stop.
This is a very enclosed space to be fighting this guy in.
Starlight, shine bright!
High-pressure ether storage tanks, filled with highly concentrated ether.
Shoot his ass.
As soon as the valve is opened, the ether will flow out at a fixed rate. Got one kill.
She has like
What are you waiting for, Detective Bullet?
Such high ether concentration.
very good
Nearby ethereal
synergy
is more
with
active and cause more
other
to shut
units.
off.
Well, she has good combos and stuff. She's easy to weave in and out of the team.
Charon!
There's in the muzzle you can perform another single shot. Do I have to reload? Oh, she has free aim! It's a fucking FPS, let's go! That's lit as fuck.
All high-pressure ether tanks have been disabled. We can keep moving.
Can I do that in combat too or no? No, I can't. Fuck. I was thinking I'd be able to actually aim at people.
I'm detecting 4 life forms up ahead. Let's go take a look.
I don't know if I would call these guys life forms, if I'm being honest.
Proxy, there are 4 people over here. They're all
Oh, they're
still
alive.
I'm not detecting any ether fluctuations from any other life forms nearby.
That's a shocker.
Great, that's a relief. Charon, can you confirm their condition?
Confirmed. 1 is seriously injured. A bullet pierced their lung. The other 3? No internal injuries, just a few minor wounds. They're all unconscious.
Can you get a medivac into a hollow? Can you fly a helicopter in here? Probably not.
One with severe wounds. His etheric fluctuations are nearly completely gone. He's beyond saving.
Cap his ass, put him out of his misery.
Who are you? Help me. It hurts. So cold. I don't want to die.
We're gonna have to old yeller this guy.
There must be something we can do. I'll contact the hospital and we can get him out of the hollow.
His internal organs are ruptured. He'll bleed out long before we can get him out. No rescue team can beat the clock when life fades this fast.
She's definitely like saying this within earshot of him too, by the way.
Am I dying? I just want to go home.
Don't we all, man? What is this from? It sounds familiar. So that's what it's supposed to sound like. Belle honestly didn't have it like that different. This is like the song of death. This is what people hear as they pass over the Great Divide. But it definitely sounds like a real song that exists. I just can't place it.
Carolyn, are you okay? Did you get hurt during the fight just now?
I'm fine, don't worry about me. As I mentioned before, these eyes of mine have their uses, but they bring just as much inconvenience. The rejection reaction you saw
Rejection
just now is
reaction.
one of them.
The rejection reaction happens when you ask a girl out to prom and she says no. It causes your brain to just go haywire.
Staring into death. It's not something I handle well.
My head. Where am
I
Who are you people?
That actually was very sweet what she did though in that moment, because I fully was expecting her to just be in like soldier mode and literally just shoot him in the head. But I guess she's like she's too nice for that. In all of her missions, she's like caring for the hostages and being a good person and all that noise.
I remember now. There was a madman, a lunatic who tied me up and dragged me into the hollow. You're not.
I'm not the lunatic you're talking about. Can you stand? There are 2 more unconscious survivors here. If you can, help us carry one of them. Let's get out of here together.
Leave? We can leave this place? What about that lunatic who shot at me from the shadows?
If it was just like Billy.
The culprit should be gone by now. Heron, let's get the survivors out. Follow me.
Back in his Outer Ring days, he was just a criminal and just lawlessly executing people in the hollows. Let's take a short break here. The area around the Ballet Twins has been abandoned due to hollow disaster, and no one's likely to be around. It's both secluded and safe, making it a perfect place for a conversation. They just escaped from a killer, so we need to check on their injuries and mental well-being. Unfortunately, I don't think so. After they woke up and saw me, they didn't have any particular reaction. If they were the ones who assigned the commission to find me, they should have recognized me to some extent. Proxy, I'll take watch around here and be on the lookout for the perpetrator trying to track us or attempting to ambush us. Could you please have a brief conversation with the 3 survivors? I think they may have information that's helpful. I think they might... No, it's probably just my imagination. Thank you. How y'all doing? Take a deep breath. If your emotions get too intense, the wound might reopen. I still feel like I'm gonna throw up. The fear that someone's still trying to shoot me. It won't just go away. I'm okay. Did you save us? I'm just about holding up. I'm more or less recovered from the shock. I remember you. You were looking for someone around Port Elpis, weren't you? Who the fuck is she? How embarrassing. I never thought we'd meet again like this. My name is Zoe. Aaron. Just call me Aaron. Ugh. Feeling nauseous again? I managed to hold it in. Do you want to ask us something? No problem. We'll answer what we can. For me, you know I was sightseeing at Port Elpis earlier. After that, I was on my way back, driving along a deserted road when I seemed to hit something, so I got out of the car to check. Just a few seconds I got after the car, someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. I still have a bump on the back of my head. You can feel it. Let me take a look. Really is a bump on the back of your head. As for me, I was sitting at home with my friend when someone pried open the lock and tampered with our food or water or something. I don't know what they did exactly, but shortly after we ate, we both passed out. Were we the only 3 rescued from the hollow? Did you see another woman? Uh-oh. Can we ask more? I feel insensitive now. She's going to be traumatized by her other friend or whatever that is still in there. Possible I'd rather not relive it. After I woke up, I found myself tied up, lying alone in a corner of the hollow with ethereals wandering nearby. If I didn't make him escape then and there, I'd be doomed. So I found something sharp and cut through the rope. I was about to run when a bullet grazed the top of my head. That's when I realized someone had been watching me all along. Dude, this guy's fucked up. This guy has like a jigsaw or something. It's a pleasure in watching our frantic attempts to escape. Why'd he shoot that one guy then? Okay, well, we'll leave them be. That's a pretty traumatic experience, and I don't want to have to make them talk about it for too long. Thank goodness. I can't believe it. I'm still alive and out of the hollow. I'm Jesse. I'm so grateful that you were there to save me. When that maniac was chasing me and sniping at me, I really thought I was done for. Questions? Go ahead and ask. Although I really don't want to remember what happened, you did save my life. I was tricked. I received an anonymous message telling me there was a big job I could do, asking me to meet me in an alley on 6th Street. I had just arrived on the agreed spot and was waiting when someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. Already in that hollow and my hands and feet were tied. I was tied up in the hollow. I always carried a folded knife with me. I tried to shake the knife out of my pocket and cut the ropes, but suddenly someone shot at me from the shadows. I immediately fired several more shots. I had no chance but to run. I wonder if he killed that one guy on accident. Shots scratched me, but none of them were fatal. I just kept dodging the ethereals and the sniper, running for my life. He just did that repeatedly. Feel a bit dehydrated. I probably have at least 10 or so abrasions, but surprisingly, no major wounds. Seriously, what's up with that maniac? What did I ever do to them? If he'd come any later, I think all three of us would have been killed. Probably correct. I think he was eventually going to kill them all on purpose.
Thank you all for assisting me.
Weird, fucked up version of a serial killer.
You've given me valuable information.
It's the least we can do after you saved our lives. If there's anything else you want to ask, go right ahead.
I do have some questions left to ask. Before that, could the three of you introduce yourselves? I'd like to see if there's a pattern to how the killer chose their targets.
I'll go first. My name's Zoe. I used to be a soldier in the Defense Force, but now I'm just working a regular desk job at a private company. Don't let that fool you, though.
Dang, she was a soldier and still got fucked up that easily.
I'm Jesse, currently working as an internet information broker. I'm still pretty new at it, though, so I can't think of any reason someone would target me.
My turn? I'm Erin. I was also in the Defense Force, but now I'm unemployed. Actually, I have a question for you.
So all these guys are have lived like serious lives at this point.
Did you see my friend when you were in the hollow? She's about my height with shoulder-length blonde hair and a mole under her eye. We were kidnapped together, but I can't find her anywhere now.
It's Trigger.
If I recall correctly,
No, this was pretty recent.
The hollow, among both the survivors or the bodies.
It's all right. I'll keep looking. I hope she's okay. We were always inseparable. We even planned to visit Scott Outpost together for Remembrance Day. I never thought something like this would happen.
What the hell is Remembrance Day?
Remembrance Day? What's it about?
As the name suggests, it's a day organized by the Defense Force for the families of deceased soldiers and veterans.
Oh, that's sweet.
People gather to mourn their loved ones.
It's like
who
4th
died
of
in
July.
The fall of the old capital, and find comfort in each other's company.
And that's like Veterans Day.
I didn't know the Defense Force did that. Huh. Maybe I should go check it out.
If I can't find her anywhere else, I'll head to Remembrance Day alone. Maybe she'll show up there.
Not a bad idea.
Was your missing friend also a member of the Defense Force?
Yes, she and I were in the same squad. Obsidian Division's Cartis squad.
Jesse wasn't in the Defense Force.
This sounds like a series of murders targeting the Defense Force. But Jesse wasn't with the Defense Force.
No, you're probably not far off. Jesse claims to have been up front, but he neglected to mention he was once part of the Defense Force. Right, Jesse?
How does she know that?
Well, that's...
How do they all know each
I
other?
just don't like bringing up my past in the Defense Force. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. They're just memories from my time there that I'd rather forget.
I still feel like probably it's important to include that given the nature of what we're talking about.
I was part of Obsidian Division's Noct Squad. That's the absolute truth.
The Noct Squad. That actually sounds like a badass squad. That sounds like the Night Warriors. They did the secret night raids and shit.
I was also in the Obsidian Division, Impura Squad. I don't know who those who died in the Hollow were, but it seems the killer really is targeting members of the Defense Force.
What the hell did the Defense Force do to this guy?
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, During the fall of the old capital, didn't our 3 squads work together on a mission outside Hollow Zero?
We did? I don't really remember.
I have a vague memory of it, but there were so many people on the mission, I don't remember your faces.
Also, probably all of you were wearing those ugly ass like suits they have on, like covering their full body and face.
Thank you all for the information. I'm starting to see a pattern in the killer's choice of targets. But there's something else I need to ask. I came to this hollow because someone I'm searching for sent me its location. And that person was likely being held by the killer as well. Did you happen to see anyone else?
The killer was the one doing it. He was
You're
the
not giving
client.
us much to go on. At least tell us what kind of person you're looking for. Male or female, what they look like. Can't offer much help without that.
Sorry, I don't have much else to share. Even so,
Just,
if
did
any
you
of
see
you
another
remember anything
person?
else that may be useful, please let me know. This is very important to me.
You don't even know who they are, yet you're so determined to find them. Is it really going to be an issue if you can't find this person?
Maybe. I've been searching for someone for a long time. They might be the key to achieving my goal.
I see. Whatever happens, I hope you find them. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. But please, prioritize your own safety. If the killer is targeting former Defense Force members,
Man, I will say,
there's a chance they'll come after you again.
if this happened to me, I would be
Stay
so fucking paranoid forever.
Of course. Once I've checked out Remembrance Day, I'm locking myself in my room and throwing away the key.
I don't know about that, but... Clues we have are insufficient. Right now we only know that he was likely kidnapped by the perpetrator. We have no idea who the perpetrator is or where they went. This information the 3 survivors provided is limited. With our current information, it's hard to deduce what we should do to find the... Whatever. I'm just gonna give up in the middle of that sentence. But we still got something of it. We still know some characteristics of the perpetrator. A sadistic sniper with a grudge against the Defense Force. Meticulous in planning, avoid open confrontations, and are obsessed with committing crimes in the Hollow. Yeah, we're gonna do like the FBI like crime behavioral unit when they were like first investigating serial killers. We're gonna create a profile on this guy. It was Shepard. He was the fucking sniper. Why does he look so tired? What are you walking in here like a zombie?
Phaethon, you've already been to the Hollow and made it back safely?
Did you run all the way here? Do you need a moment? We've already been to the Hollow, but unfortunately, we haven't found the client yet.
The client definitely was the perpetrator, by the way. That's how I knew to send the coordinates. The rest of them would not have been able to communicate that.
I'm fine. Did you find any clues there?
There are traces left behind. Signs of a kidnapping. It's very likely the client was involved.
Yeah, it seems the client was kidnapped, brought to the Hollow, and later moved again. We are still looking for clues. But why
Did
did
Shepard
you
try and get us
store?
killed?
Did you find anything?
Did he organize this whole thing?
Well, just take a look for yourself. I checked a map of New Eridu. This spot, it's another Hollow entrance.
Why couldn't he just texted this?
We've been chasing dead ends with absolutely no clues. And now one just appears out of nowhere? Something smells fishy here.
You're sure it's just disappearance for now and nothing more serious has happened, right? If that's the case, the situation
Is Shepard
still
just really
manageable.
gullible?
No matter how shaky the clue is, let's keep investigating. Just be careful. Any casualties and this will become something beyond our control. At that point, stop the commission and contact me. I'll bring in some professional Hollow experts to deal with the situation.
I feel like this already is a situation that calls for a Hollow expert. There's a serial killer going around doing this shit.
Thank you for not revealing what really happened to that information broker.
Don't mention it. But I have to ask, why are you doing this? Calling for help might have been the safest way to handle the situation.
Trigger wasn't in the Defense Force,
The
right?
killer is a sniper who has no qualms about taking lives. Judging by the victim's injuries, It's clear they know how to deal a fatal blow and how to inflict pain without causing death. Most Hollow Raiders lack experience dealing with snipers. If they encounter the killer, it's likely to end in a difficult fight, or worse, casualties. And besides,
It's easy to fight a sniper. You just get up close and personal.
asking for help from others would only delay.
I guess the hard part
search.
is doing that without them
The client
shooting
is
you.
at risk right now, so I think we should follow the clues and enter the Hollow as soon as possible to ensure their safety.
I helped you keep this from Shepard, but I have to admit, it's just too dangerous. What if this lead is a trap? Who even knows who's really behind the client's messages anymore?
Probably still the client.
I understand, I really do. But what if we're late and something happens to the client?
The client is the one doing the thing.
Why is the client so important to you, Charon? Would you be willing to tell us? Are you so set on finding them because they're connected to the person you've been looking for?
The client's true identity might be the very person I've been looking for. And if not, they most certainly have some vital information. Since leaving the military, I've spent years searching for my missing teammates. They were more than just comrades who trusted me with their lives. To me, someone raised as an orphan, they were family.
And also a serial killer. I like that like trope when like a criminal or a serial killer or somebody is just like a good dad, a family man. They raise their children, they love their wife. They go to the neighborhood barbecues every Sunday. But like, during the night they go around stalking for fucking prey and then they just murder them and bury them in a ditch off of the highway. Even better if they're only murdering bad people.
I've scoured countless hollows and every corner of New Eridu to find them, but I've never found a single lead. Until I met you and heard that melody on the harmonica.
What if she just like happened to not be at Port Elpis at that exact moment?
It's called Homecoming. My squad leader composed it. Only our squad knew it. And yet that client of yours not only knows the song, but also gave you the sheet music.
So he was a member of the squad.
Please, Proxy. This client is the only lead I have left. I'm certain my teammates are still alive. If this trail goes cold, I don't know when I'll get another chance to reunite with them.
Yeah, I guess we are in a similar spot.
I get how anxious you must feel. Let's face this together. But this time, we really need to be extra careful.
Thank you, Proxy. I feel much better knowing I have your support. You can trust me. I'll protect you if the killer is really waiting for us in the Hollow. We'll make it out in one piece.
Let's go, part 2. Is this part 2? Paint is shared as well. Thank you, Miss Bodyguard. Blind Pursuit, that's a funny
I am
pun.
the Eye of Obel.
The Eye of Oval.
Harmonize.
I've got your back.
Starlight, it's time to shine!
Yeah, I gotta get everyone's like weapons and shit up to 52. And now I have like more skills that I can do for everybody. That is the blessing and the curse of like increasing your proxy / world level. Oh, she has butterfly wings, I just noticed.
Is this?
Is it like a butterfly? It's more like moth wings. They're very small.
Proxy, look at this. A communicator left right at the Hollow's entrance.
Why is there a communicator here? It doesn't look like it was randomly left behind.
It's gonna be Jigsaw on the other end.
Dust on its surface, which means it was only placed here recently. It looks like someone wants us to use it.
If you don't make your way to the center of the hollow in 10 minutes, I will kill one hostage.
Such decisiveness. Following random location info without even thinking twice. I'm glad, Sniper of Liar Squad.
Uh-oh.
Liar Squad? What's that? Wait, who are you?
Sniper. Or should I say Charon now? Haven't you shared your past with our dear Proxy? If introductions aren't your strong suit, I'd be happy to show you how.
It's just some soldier who has like PTSD and is mad at herself and all of the squad mates for committing war crimes.
You can call
We were
me
just following
the
orders.
Butcher, the one behind this string of murders. You see, I've been working my way down a list, crossing off names. And now, Charon of Liar Squad, your name's next.
Looks like you've done your homework on me. Just because my presence interfered with your plan, you've decided to take me out for good?
I thought you were just going to be another obstacle in my way. And now, with you in my sights, this must be some kind of destiny.
I feel like whoever this is had plenty of opportunity to place a trap instead of announcing her
I'm not
plans.
sure what you're referring to, but I'm looking for someone. Given that you're waiting at the hollow entrance they shared, I'm guessing you have them.
It is them, you dummy.
You hand them over. Perhaps we can make a deal.
What happens if Eos just like takes a bullet directly through the fucking head? Just disconnecting all of his sensors. Is Belle just disconnected or does she just like fall into a coma over there on the other side?
So your version of making a deal is stalling for time to locate me and lining up your shot? Can't say I'm surprised. After all, that's exactly what I plan to do too. You seem to have rather unique eyes, but you'll never get the chance to hit me. After all, no one's better.
Ooh, she's mad. Look at her eyes.
than me.
Seems talking won't resolve this. But I'm not averse to using force.
Now that's the spirit. If you're looking for someone, why not search the hollow for clues? Providing you can survive both my attacks and those of the ethereals.
That's fine. I'm practicing my mechanics and my dodging.
Oh, and I've prepared a little gift for all your trouble. I hope you still have that determined look on your face after seeing it.
Who is it?
Watch out for Grim Vulture taking shots from afar.
He's all the way on the top of that water tower.
Nothing we can do?
Can I parry those?
It's my turn!
Yeah, she kind of sucks.
Feel the power of Starlight!
I'm not worried about Grim Vulture if that is the speed and velocity she's going to be firing at.
I found a box. Something.
She's having the same feeling. She's hesitating about it. Open the box. What's in the box? Death. Yeah, that's fucked up.
You
What a
still
mentally
remember
tortuous.
what's inside the box, right?
What the fuck is she on top of? It's not the water tower.
Please, what?
I feel like I still should have an angle that I could just shoot her.
Curious as to how he died?
Oh, so she's just on top of this roof. She's actually very close.
He took his own life. There wasn't much difference from being offed by ethereals.
You rang? Bang!
I think it probably she's missing on purpose, though.
Taken over his body. He was being corrupted.
Because she knows how to do that. As we learned from the last guy. Get his ass. Wonder how much damage that shit would even do. I guess we're never gonna find out because I'm doing a hitless run.
And just like that,
Another high-pressure ether tank.
Can I actually take cover behind things? The buildings block me.
We did it, Proxy. Let's keep moving.
Hell yeah, man. Free aim mode. Another dead teammate. then the entire squad is actually just being killed. That's fucked up.
Acheron's favorite gloves. It wasn't easy getting my hands on them.
Ether vision activated.
I'll take them
As
on.
expected.
Takes her a long time to reload her gun, though.
Beautiful commander. Even her gloves are stylish.
Fire support ready.
Such a pity. In the end.
Man. The supporting is actually useful. She just is up there firing about without even needing to be on the field.
This song is dedicated to the world.
Such beautiful hands. So they could no longer close. Cereal's gnawed on her arm. And part of her leg as well.
You're suppressing fire.
Pressing fire.
She still has smartphones.
Alright, this guy's almost dead.
So tall. Even in
There we go.
it's just as I said.
I still haven't seen the muzzle glow blue like that guy was talking about.
Even the most beautiful gloves will wither without protection.
Activate rapid fire. Only 100% crit rate.
Think I'm telling the truth or a lie this time?
Ah, fuck you, you ruined my hit list run, you teleporting bitch.
How long do you intend to keep up this game of cat and mouse?
Not fair. Not allowed.
I'll be coming to your hideout soon. Wipe that smile off your face and wait. Wait and see what I'm going to do.
Oh, I can't go inside, damn.
Good reaction. Hurry up, then. I've got one final surprise.
I really want to kill this person, though. They're making Trigger sad, and that will not stand.
I'm sure you figured out the route to get to me. The surprise is amazing.
We must make her suffer. There been some evil motherfuckers in the last couple of agent stories I've been doing. And well, it's nice of the sniper to not shoot while she's opening these boxes, though.
Congratulations! You found the third box. Inside it.
Ositis.
Who was it again? Oh, right. A piece of bloody fabric from Cocytus's clothes.
Cocytus, is that how you pronounce that?
Engineering gear stained with Leafy's blood. There weren't enough boxes, so I had to cram them together. You're just a medic and an engineer. Not exactly combat material, right? Surely you're not mad, are you?
We're standing up for her.
Using her squad mates? Her family to mentally torture her? That's vile. How much longer are you planning on doing this?
Oh dear. Did I go too far? My sincerest apologies. It's just watching you plunge headfirst into my trap was so entertaining. I may have gotten a bit carried away, you know? Relax. The person you're looking for isn't here. And those are just fakes. I didn't actually take them for a comrade.
She like commissioned somebody to make this. She is just that much of a hater. Honestly, I kind of respect this.
They're long since corpses in the hollow, after all. How could they possibly have gotten hold of their clothes? A decisive strike to be sure. But as I've already said,
Ooh, mad.
awareness, sight, and experience mean nothing in front of a more skilled sniper.
I didn't expect to kill you so easily. There was a subtle change in your ether fluctuations the moment I fired. That was all I needed. You knowing my past makes me feel sick. But after seeing that you're just a coward who feels fear from another's killing intent, it doesn't bother me as much anymore.
Got him.
Coward, you say? How fascinating. You were little more than a hollow shell before. But now that you've bared your teeth,
She just did that thing where it's like
is looking somewhat
you're playing basketball and you like fucking do like the fake pass into somebody's face just to make them flinch because they're like pressing you too hard. And sure enough, this chick flinched.
You know, your composure is nothing more than a facade. You've never truly faced the weight of your comrades' deaths, have you? I bet your mind is now filled with their dying screams.
Charon and I both believe her squad is still alive. You can drop the act. Why are you so fixated on Charon? Just because she used to be in the defense force? She has nothing to do with your target.
Belle doing a lot of the talking here.
Nothing to do with it. Then why don't you go ask her about it? What surprises me more is you actually believe her teammates are still alive. Don't tell me she dragged you into all this danger without telling you anything.
I gotta double check something. Alright, we're good.
Shut up.
If she won't tell you, I will. Those so-called alive squad mates of hers went missing during the fall of the old capital. I'm sure you know exactly what that means.
Okay, but why are we framing it like it's even remotely her fault, though?
The old capital fell. Countless Defense Force soldiers were either killed by ethereals or became them. The surviving soldiers, struggling to defend themselves, never had the opportunity to carry their comrades' bodies out of Hollow Zero. Obviously, her squad mates, the members of Liar Squad, were among the dead. But since their bodies were never found, she insists they're still alive.
Dude, fuck this chick.
Even going as far as to deceive her own proxy.
I feel like she does believe it herself. It's very naive.
I didn't lie to the proxy. They're alive. I have proof. Someone like you could never understand.
I could never understand? Huh. You think it's hard to understand your childish thought process? If you really have solid proof, why not tell me?
I like how this voice filter just makes this chick sound like a Karen, like a 50-year-old like boomer who's complaining about her order at Chick-fil-A.
My eyes. I lost nearly 90% of my vision during the fall of the old capital. But in return, I gained the ability to see what others can't. Every second of every day for years, I've seen my squad mates. Not as fleeting shadows, but vivid and lifelike. They've never disappeared. They're alive, waiting for me to find them. Why else would I have been given these eyes?
Possibly that's just her imagination, because it's just her brain filling in the blanks because she can't actually see.
That's your proof? Did you hear that? Proxy hiding in the bamboo. She spent years chasing after people who couldn't possibly exist. All because...
If she made it out, why couldn't somebody else have?
You'd rather believe those visions of your teammates are real-time projections than accept that they're dead. What if I told you the way I described their deaths before was the absolute truth?
We still haven't figured out why this one chick has so much
Will you
beef.
finally face reality? Or will you keep fooling yourself, believing in ghosts? I guess you'll keep deceiving yourself. Because that's how you survive.
I'm not lying to myself. I really
Want to find your squad mates who have been missing for years and were officially declared dead? You couldn't protect them when the old capital fell, and now you're just making up stories to fool yourself, to give yourself some so-called reason to go on, to latch on to any
Alright, having said that, this chick is kind of a windbag. I need her to shut the hell up.
naive coward who did nothing and couldn't do anything when your comrades were dying. Giving up already? At least you've got a shred of dignity left. Nothing disgusts me more than a useless hypocrite. Enough of this. Time to die, coward.
Yeah, Belle, tell him.
Is not a coward. Someone who'd enter perilous hollows just to find what they seek. Someone who'd play music to console a dying soul, despite the pain in their eyes, is anything but a coward. At the very least, she's far braver than a criminal like you, who hides in the shadows, enjoys torturing others, and is constantly in fear of being caught.
Proxy,
Your proxy sure has a way with words. I won't waste any more of my breath.
Thank you. Please shut the hell up.
Die already.
I've completed analysis of the surrounding fissures. Charon, snap out of it. We can use that fissure to escape.
No, fight this chick.
Fissures? When did you... Still trying to play tricks.
Oh, dang, I guess we were about to just get killed. That is the high ground advantage of being a sniper, I guess.
Charon, do you want some hot cocoa? I'm sure you're exhausted after such a tough fight. You should get some rest.
Thanks, but I'm fine.
Oh, Blue is sad.
Don't listen to Grim Vulture. They'd say anything to get under your skin. Once we start doubting the truth, we've fallen into their trap.
No, Proxy. I think Grim Vulture has a point. Maybe it's all just in my head.
I do agree that probably her squad mates are dead and this is just her hallucinating.
Grim Vulture left.
I don't know why Grim
When
Vulture
I
had to be
touched
so
them, I was
mean about it,
reminded
though.
of the day the old capital fell. I felt the same sensation when I touched an injured comrade. I tried to shake off that feeling, but the truth is, I can't stop thinking about the possibility that all my squad mates are dead.
The odds are good, yes. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Would you be willing to share more? What really happened to you and Liar Squad on the day the old capital fell?
That day, in the first hour Hollow Zero started expanding, Defense Force HQ thought it was just a normal Hollow disaster, and thought they could suppress it with the standard amount of troops. Liar Squad was among the first troops sent there. Before we left, our superiors promised reinforcements would be on the way to support us in combat, so we didn't need to worry too much about facing the Ethereals.
This is actually important lore drop for us too, because we were also involved in the
Soon after we
Hollow
began
Zero.
the mission, we realized things weren't going to go like we thought. The Ethereals came at us like an endless tide. The Hollow expanded beyond control, and more importantly, the reinforcements never came.
Her story reminds me a lot of Mighty. She had her from Honkai. She had her own like squad that she traveled with, and they were all brothers and sisters. And then one by one they get picked off by an overpowering like enemy, and then they unfortunately or fortunately survive and are now dealt with the consequences of all of their friends and squad mates being
Defense
gone.
Force troops outside the Hollow soon realized this was no ordinary disaster. Hollow Zero was devouring Eridu at horrifying speed. The reinforcement plan was called off, and the promised troops retreated. Honestly, even if they had come to help, it wouldn't have changed anything. I watched as members of the advanced force around me died one after another, or were corrupted into ethereals. Our squad slowly lost the strength to maintain formation. I was a weak point in our formation. An ether shot fired by an ethereal hit my eyes, corrupting them. Because of that and several other wounds, I
do want to see what her eyes look like under this, though. I bet they actually have like some cool shit going on.
I'm not sure how.
But it
long
probably
I
does
was
cause
out,
her pain to not
but
have
just
them on
before losing my
the
vision, I briefly
mask.
regained consciousness. The last thing my eyes saw was my squad mate standing in front of me, looking back. When I woke up again, I was already back at base. The higher-ups detonated the Shiryu pillars, and finally managed to bring Hollow Zero under control. I don't know who rescued me from the Hollow, but none of my squad mates had made it out. For some reason, the image of my squad mates being the last thing I saw has stayed in my mind. It must be some kind of sign. A sign that they're still alive. Don't you think?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Trigger.
They must have continued fighting after I fell unconscious. Eventually getting lost in some hollow and losing contact with the main force. Left to wander between the various hollows of New Eridu. That must have been what happened, right?
Even if that was what happened, like, they would still get corrupted after enough time wandering around in the hollow. Like, the prognosis is not good
The
here.
Defense Force, civilians, no one believes me. So I decided to find them myself. The reason behind these eyes, it's got to be to guide me to finding them still alive. Am I wrong, Proxy? Are these eyes pointless?
I think it was just an injury you suffered in combat.
I knew that's what you thought. Interpreting what my eyes see as proof my squad mates are still alive is just wishful thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but yeah.
But if they're really gone, why would I have been given these eyes, which bring nothing but pain?
What do you mean given? It's a wartime injury.
If they're truly no longer alive, how can I apologize to them in person? Tell them I'm sorry. Sorry for being so weak. Sorry that I failed to protect them.
I don't think they want your apology. I think they're just happy that you would still be alive. If they're as close to you as you think they are.
Their faces are all so blurry. I can't see their expressions. I can't even bear to look at them. If their final look at me was filled with resentment and disappointment, I wouldn't know how to handle it.
I bet it's not that, though. Now she's getting overly negative.
Charon, listen to me. Even if everyone else thinks you're wrong, Wise and I will never dismiss your determination to find your squad mates.
Damn straight.
You don't need to make any justifications. Because someone close to us is missing too. And we desperately hope she's still alive. Even if the whole world doesn't understand, we will never give up. But
damn straight.
I also think being consumed by this obsession, unable to move forward, that's not what those who matter to us would want.
Also 100% correct. Bella's saying everything that I would want her to say.
Right. Listen, Charon, you're such a kind person. Maybe that's why you feel responsible for protecting everyone and blame yourself when you can't do enough. But you don't have to carry it all on your own.
Yeah. Right now, the best thing you can do is trust us. We can be sure that Vulture hasn't killed the client yet. As long as we have that lead, there's still hope. We'll support you.
Vulture is very obviously the client. Why are we still, like, dancing around this?
Or will. No matter how things turn out, we'll stand by your side and we'll face it together.
Proxy, thank you. I feel better now. At the very least, I want to keep investigating. I'm not just going to stop here.
Good.
Sorry to disturb you at this hour. Did you go investigate that new hollow? How's it going?
He's saying this in such a sinister tone of voice, but he can't possibly be the villain because he ends up being, like, so relevant later.
Oh, never mind. The client just shared a new location with me on Knock Knock.
They're pretty eager, huh? Which hollow is it this time?
No, it's not a hollow. If I'm reading this right, this location is Scott Outpost.
Well, Scott Outpost is, like, directly next to a hollow. Well, Hollow Zero, I
Scott
think.
Outpost? Isn't that managed by the Defense Force and White Star Institute? What's Grim Vulture up to?
It's Remembrance Day. Don't you recall what Aaron said before? They're holding an event right now, and the place will be open to the public.
And we're gonna go commit an act of terrorism at this memorial event.
So, they're not trying to lure us into a hollow this time. What's the deal? Are they trying to taunt us?
Whether it's a provocation or a trap, I'm not missing any chance to face Grim Vulture. Proxy, will you go with me?
We got it. So actually, if we're going by, like, chronological time here, then Trigger is the first character in this game that we ran across instead of Nicole. This is like our prequel. We probably did meet a bunch of cool characters while we were just faithing too, and just those got completely dropped by the wayside after we started the second iteration of our business. I still think I'm struggling to process the sadness and unease. I'm not sure where I should go from here. You're right, instead of continuing to suffer, it's better to reach out and grasp all the hope we can find around us. Maybe things will eventually change. Grim Vulture wouldn't make a move inside of a military stronghold. That sounds like wishful thinking to me. It seems like there are some familiar faces here. I don't think I can face them. I should know the family members of my teammates. I don't know how I should face them. I know, but... Go and talk to them. You don't have to say anything. Just stand by my side and give me the courage to speak. Oh. Damn, Hollow Zero is so fucking big, man. Are you Alan, Acheron's brother? How did you know? Who are you? Your eye cover. So you're Acheron's sole surviving teammate. I remember you. We met once after the fall of the old capital. After that, I didn't hear anything about you again. I never expected to meet you here. This plushie? It's Acheron's favorite plushie. She always kept it in the most prominent spot in her room. I brought it along here, as if bringing my sister's shadow to participate in Remembrance Day. I'm sorry, Mr. Allen. You don't need to apologize. I still remember one time when my sister came home excitedly, telling me that a shy new girl had joined the squad. That girl didn't speak much, but she was beautiful in battle. That was the happiest I had ever seen her. To her, you were a presence that inspired admiration and a desire to not fall behind. A beautiful soldier who gave her the drive to keep moving forward. You don't have to apologize to me. If my sister were here, she would surely say the same thing. Please don't mind me too much. The Defense Force has made a lot of preparations for the Remembrance Day event. Please take your time here. Mom and Dad miss you so— oh. This shit is gonna get me tearing up. Could you be my husband Styx's teammate? Styx. Are you Miss Sally, Styx's wife? She has streaks of gray. Hey, yes, my daughter and I came to attend Remembrance Day. The last time I saw you was right after the fall of the old capital. I never expected to see you here again today. Is this your daughter, Zeta? Mom, who is she? Zeta, this is your dad's comrade from the Defense Force. Every time he went to the battlefield, she would be there to protect him. Protect him? Comrade? That's so, why didn't you protect my dad during the fall of the old capital? Why'd you let him die and make him unable to come back to me? Jesus, Zeta. Zeta! I'm sorry, I couldn't protect him. I'm sorry. Don't listen to what Zeta is saying. She doesn't understand. We've never blamed you, please don't say that. Zeta, you can't say such hurtful things. Apologize right now. Why should I apologize? She survived, but Dad didn't. Isn't that the truth? If it weren't for her abandoning him, Dad could have come back safely. Enough. You don't know what happened back then. Miss Sally, I don't think she's wrong. Please don't think that way. I'll make sure to bring her to apologize to you later. I need to explain to her what really happened. I'm really sorry. Please don't let us keep you. Go and explore the Remembrance Day event for now. Please remember, all of your comrades, including my husband, would want you to see the hope they left behind. Man. Oh, is this gonna be the mother of one of them? Oh god, the fucking worst one. This shit always gets me the worst. There's that, that one old guy in Honkai that we had to deliver the news to about his two daughters being dead in the fucking raid or whatever. Like, I had to stop for a second at that one, too. My son, can you see me now? I'm doing well, my legs and feet are fine. I just miss you so much. Excuse me, are you Kokaitis' mother, Ethel? Oh, you are... Oh, I recognize you. I saw you once in the military camp after the fall of the old city. You're Kokaitis' teammate, one of the survivors. I've been wanting to get in touch with you over the years and see how you've been, but I never heard from you. I didn't expect to meet you here at Remembrance Day. I guess this is fate. Mrs. Ethel, is your health still... I'm in good health, fortunately. Everything is fine. Although I'm the only one left in the family, the pension from the government is enough, and I still have some years in me. I'm sorry. Kokaitis, Child, you don't need to apologize. My son may appear carefree on the surface, but he's always felt so much pressure. One day, he suddenly told me he had found a companion who truly understood him. I believe he was talking about you. How could I possibly blame you, someone who helped my son? It's such a blessing. You, a kind-hearted person, are alive and standing here today. I'm so glad. Man, if my kid would died in combat, I don't know if I would be able to be as positive and friendly as this lady. Miss Ethel, Child, don't worry about me. Since you're here for Remembrance Day, take your time to walk around and look around. I hope you find something meaningful. Ugh, I survived. It was touch and go for a second there.
Miss, I'm sorry for being mean to you before. Mom told me you were protecting Dad until the very last moment before you passed out. I shouldn't have said you left him to die.
Okay, as long as you understand, that was pretty fucked up.
I'm really sorry.
Zeta was really young when it happened, so she was too little to understand, and I haven't really talked about it. I hope she didn't upset you.
No, she was right. If only I'd been strong enough to take down most of the Ethereals. Maybe they wouldn't have ended up in that situation.
Also thought Ethereal didn't hit her with a lucky pot shot and take out her vision.
Oh, that's not fair. The old capital was falling. No single person's strength could ever be the deciding factor in the face of a disaster like that.
I don't know, if Miyabi was there, it may have done something.
In spite of it all, you survived. If they were still here, I'm sure they'd see that as something to celebrate.
I've always known the truth. I failed to protect them. A weakling like me survived, and the rest of them disappeared without a trace. This isn't solace. It's the worst possible outcome.
She is not listening to their
That's
advice.
something I can't face. I've never had the courage to tell you I couldn't protect your loved ones. All I can do is wander New Eridu, hoping to find some trace of them. Even after all this time, I still haven't accomplished anything. I'm sorry.
You really don't know us at all. This isn't the worst possible outcome by any means. Styx, my husband, and all his comrades who lost their lives, each one of them left behind their own legacy. Just look all around you. Everyone standing before you is a legacy they protected that is carried on to this day.
They did something memorable. That is the one good side about all this.
After my husband passed away, Zeta and I received survivor benefits. And with all the odd jobs I've been doing, we've managed to get to where we are today. Styx always wanted our daughter to study art, and Zeta's interested in it too. Now, that dream has become a reality. She just got accepted into the art school in Janus Quarter.
Mom and I have our tough days, but I often think of Dad's cheerful laughter, and that memory gives me the strength to keep pushing through. One day, it'll all pay off, just like it has now.
Man.
Thank you for always being by my husband's side, even at the very end.
What is orange? I feel like this is a new color.
Well, I suppose you must have heard about my condition from my son.
Ethel, Kakaitis used to tell me about you. He often took leave or skipped work to earn extra money by part-timing, or to care for you when you were sick in bed.
Yes, that's true, but I bet he never told you my illness became so bad that I needed major surgery, and he worked his tail off to raise the money. Who would have thought he would pass before me? I used the benefits from his death for the surgery, and that's the only reason I'm here today. In a way, his passing allowed my life to continue.
Man, I'm sure that's like tough to say, because if she had it any other way, I'm sure she would choose for him to be alive and for her to not be alive.
Every time I think about it, I feel like I need to keep my body healthy and live a few more years. The sights I see, I believe he can sense them from somewhere far away.
Man, this chick needs to stop talking. It's actually gonna make me cry.
When I was too weak to take care of him, it was you and your comrades who stayed by his side. Thank you for everything that you've done for him.
As for me, well,
I know it's like pretty common,
as a fashion designer.
like obvious heartstring pull thing to like have sad old people, or especially sad old people who like lost their children. But I guess I'm just weak enough because it gets me every time.
A fashion designer. Is that because of Akron?
It is. I'm sure you remember how much she loved beautiful things. She was always into fashion, so I decided to become part of that world. That way, she can always be with me. I admit I had no idea how fun fashion design could be until I actually gave it a shot. I wish I'd figured that out sooner. We would have had so much more to talk about. Anyway, I'm planning to start my own fashion brand next year. She used to say that after retiring from the army, she wanted to pursue fashion design. I really want to carry on her dream. It feels like
the
my
army
life's
to fashion
purpose.
design, that would have been some career whiplash.
You know, she used to talk about you when she came home for the holidays. How your rivalry pushed her to keep improving. So, thank you. I'm proud of my sister. And I'm proud of you, too.
As you can see, all of us have made it to this day, carrying the will of those we loved. So please don't say they left nothing behind. They've always been a part of every pain and joy we've experienced over the years. Please remember, everything and everyone in New Eridu is only here today because you all risked your lives in battle.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful to hear about how you're all doing and to listen to these words.
This is Trigger's path to healing.
I'm so glad I decided to come here on Remembrance Day.
Speaking of which, I wasn't expecting to see any of you. What brings you here today?
We were all invited by
Last time I asked, you said you weren't coming.
Grim Flower with Grim Vulture.
I got a DM from Nathan. He said he really wanted me to be here.
I'm here because of Nathan's message, too. He was pretty insistent, so I thought he'd be here. But I've been looking around for a while now. I still haven't seen him.
So it's the same for all of us. I responded to his message, but he never wrote back. Isn't that strange?
Sorry, but who's this Nathan you're talking about?
Nathan is Lethe's younger brother. Frankly, out of all of us, he's probably the one who wants to see you the most. He used to be part of the Defense Force himself, and...
The day the old capital fell, his squad was responsible for supporting the forces that had already entered the Hollow.
Nathan is the client slash the sniper slash
He's told us that story so
everything
many
guy.
times. When they saw how bad things were in that Hollow, some of the reinforcements called off their plans and pulled back. He tried to stop them, but there was nothing he could do.
He always blamed himself and wanted to find you to apologize. But the truth is, the reinforcements retreating was inevitable. Shortly after their retreat, headquarters issued the official order. We all lost someone in that disaster. And for a while, we resented the reinforcements for their decision. But over time, we came to understand.
Maybe Nathan was the one that got her out, actually.
Eventually let it go.
Somebody had to go in there and carry her ass out.
Casualties in that battle. In hindsight, it wasn't wrong for headquarters to prioritize saving their strength.
May I ask what the name of Nathan's squad was when he was in the Defense Force?
The Impera squad of the Obsidian Division. Is something wrong?
Nothing. It's just... I think I might have stumbled upon the answer I was looking for.
Red mask. According to the schedule for Remembrance Day, it should be for a time for a representative of the retired Defense Force veterans to give a speech. Which one of you is the fucking killer? Speak up.
Is that Zoe on the podium?
Is she here to speak for the soldiers? That seems fitting. She's cut medals after all. But I don't see Jesse or Aaron anywhere. Didn't they come?
Everyone please, quiet down. Zoe, of Nemesis Squad, a representative of the veterans, will now deliver the Remembrance Day speech.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to stand here and speak on behalf of all of the soldiers of the Defense Force. Today, we gather to commemorate Remembrance Day, a day born from the tragedy of the old capital's fall. Many of us lost relatives or friends in the disaster, and I am no exception. Every member of my squad perished in that battle, leaving me as the only survivor.
Oh, it's another trigger.
Losing the friends you cherish to the Hollow is a pain that never fades. It's a sorrow that will stay with us, now and forever. However, to the families of the fallen soldiers, hold your heads high with pride for your loved ones who gave their lives. They fought to the very last moment when the old capital fell. Death isn't the end, nor dishonor. It is their eternal medal. They gave their lives facing an unstoppable disaster, exchanging their sacrifice for the world we have today. In doing so, they fulfilled their duties as soldiers to perfection. Without the blood they spilled, Eridu would not have endured. and New Eridu would never have risen from the ashes.
I guess that does one thing that makes it a lot easier is because, like, unlike a lot of soldiers who die in real life, like, these guys had an actual effect on the world around them, and they actually were protecting something important.
In honor of the wishes of the departed,
A lot of regular war is pointless, but this one actually had a point.
Our thoughts and remembrance of those who passed will be carried in every flicker of candlelight and in every bouquet of flowers. My speech was meant to end here, but since you all seem quite engaged,
Is Zoe Grim Vulture?
the reason you all agree with what I've said is because it offers a way to step away from the pain. That's what the living do. They seek ways to ease the weight of others' deaths, so they can find a way to start over. This is the new Eridu of today. A huge disaster consumed the old capital, and the people who survived
She does kind of
keep
talk like her.
saying things like, treasure the moment and start fresh to numb themselves, hoping to forget the nightmare. No one talks about the soldiers who gave their lives in Hollow Zero. No one asks why they had to die. The brave gave their lives battling the ethereal onslaught, while the weak survived. This is a new Eridu, built by weaklings. Its order founded upon their way of thinking.
Alright, well fuck you too, I guess.
Makes me realize you all accept this logic. Each of you had loved ones who sacrificed their lives in the fall of the old capital. And now, you're thankful that someone has encouraged you to move on from them.
And everyone's just looking at each other like, what the fuck is she talking about?
What meaning does the sacrifice of those who died have if you all choose to forget? Have you never thought about why your own loved ones had to die? And why no one is responsible for their deaths?
Miss Zoe, there's not much time left.
Open your eyes! I'm speaking to those who have lost loved ones. If death is the medal for the fallen, then pain is the cross the living must bear. If you fear its weight and run from the suffering, the soldiers will never find peace in their eternal
That's a really
rest.
pessimistic way of looking at it.
Tear the wound open once again, so you'll never forget the searing pain. That's the real meaning of Remembrance Day.
I don't agree.
Charon, I didn't expect you to be here for Remembrance Day. How are things going with your search? Seems like you have something to say.
Among the people standing here, there's a woman who raised her daughter with the survivor benefits left by her husband. Another who's been able to carry on with her life thanks to the final efforts of her child. And yet another who's found purpose because of the influence of his late sister. The will of the deceased lives on in every person here. The soldiers who died during the fall of the old capital fought for this. The future that their loved ones are making for themselves.
Are we gonna inflict corporal punishment on her though for all the fucked up shit she was doing?
The old me might have agreed with what you said, but someone taught me that pain and hardship can lead to hope. They helped me see that hope could be inherited, not just destroyed when life fades. That's why. I believe the departed didn't leave us wounded or with a heavy cross to bear, but with a melody. Each of us holds a harmonica that plays the melody of life.
Kind of ham-fisted, but sure.
It may sound awkward, but it will eventually flow smoothly, taking on our own style, until it merges with our soul.
You seem quite certain about what you're saying. Tell me then, what kind of melody is left behind by those we've lost?
I'm not sure. I can't picture the exact melody, but I trust the answer I've chosen. And I trust everything I've seen and heard.
A vague and insubstantial answer, isn't it? I was right about you, Charon. From the moment we met, I knew we'd never really understand each other.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Everyone, I apologize for taking up your time. My speech ends here. Please feel free to continue with your visit.
She's just broken though.
What do you think, Proxy?
Something was definitely off about her just now. And the things she said, I'm starting to
Have
get...
we really not figured this shit out, bro?
You mean about her real identity, right? Looks like we're on the same page.
Thank you.
Shielded by her identity as a decorated soldier, she seemed pretty confident that we wouldn't confront her directly on military ground like at the outpost. She arrived so brazenly and left without a care. If I'm right about this, she'll be trying to contact us again in no time.
Looks like you're a little busy, so I'll keep it short. The client just sent me
Oh, okay, never mind. She's still doing shit.
along with a picture of several unconscious, tied-up individuals. I'll send you the location shortly. It should be an entrance to the Hollow in Port Elpis. At this stage, I don't have any further requests. My only hope is that you'll proceed.
So wait, is it not her? How did they have people tied up at Port Elpis?
Location with a picture of the hostages. Looks like Grim Vulture is losing patience and wants to put an end to all this.
Charon, what's your plan? With everything that's happened, no matter what you choose, I'll stay by your side till the very end.
Hell yeah. Ride or die.
I've made up my mind. Proxy, please accept my official commission. Help me venture into the depths of the Hollow to rescue the client and any other hostages. It's time to put an end to this. It's up to me to stop Grim Vulture. Stop her from crushing everything in front of her with that heavy cross.
Grim Vulture definitely needs to be, like, jailed forever. As a sniper and can keenly anticipate timing and trajectory of each of my shots, dodging in advance. Sniper deal, the one who fails to secure the best vantage point is always the loser. Not sure where that impatience come from, but the pride is definitely something we can turn against her. And outmatch her in a critical moment. Let's do it. Anyway, at the very least, we can't just let her go around out here just committing all these crimes and rounding up and murdering innocent people.
I've got your back.
Let's get fucking turned.
Starlight, it's time to shine.
She is ready. She just has iron sights in this thing. She doesn't have a scope. I said that out loud and then I immediately realized how stupid that was. She does not need a fucking scope.
Another communicator. It's a bad habit for a sniper to be so talkative.
Oh, really? I think it's rather good for my mental health to witness in real time how my target becomes desperate and gives up their struggle.
Do you really still need to disguise your voice? I thought you didn't want to hide anymore, Zoe.
Yeah, this seems pointless.
You're right. Seems there's no need for secrecy anymore. I, Zoe, the sniper known as Grim Vulture of Nemesis Squad, send you my regards.
Zoe. No. Grim Vulture. You, like me, were one of the advanced troops deployed to suppress Hollow Zero right after
This
the fall
whole-
of the old capital, right?
This whole story is basically like an exercise in what happens when somebody has like a good support network when it comes to dealing with trauma versus someone who doesn't, and it just continues to spiral into a worse and worse rabbit hole.
Noct, Cortez, and Impera squad. So far, all the victims have been members of these squads. They were initially supposed to enter the Hollow to reinforce the advanced troops. Nemesis, your squad, lacking reinforcements, lost everyone except you in the fall of the old capital. You blamed their deaths on the absence of reinforcements and sought revenge on them. That's my conclusion, just like me. The fall of the old capital left you entirely alone.
A sniper, the sole survivor, a mere pawn abandoned by the military. Don't you think we're very much alike?
Yeah, on the surface.
The Impera squad member, Nathan, the one you're searching for, he pleaded with me to let him go when I was about to kill him, saying he had to see you no matter what. That's how you caught my attention. I let him live to get all sorts of information on you. I was so curious about you that I even set a trap, disguising myself as a victim to get closer to you. It turned out we share the same story.
Yeah, so stop being such a fucking hater.
Got the same PTSD symptoms. After all these years, we still see images of our teammates before they die. It's impossible to erase them from our minds. It's just... you use ridiculous fantasies to numb yourself, chasing after illusions of your squad mates. While
I'm cracking my knuckles in anticipation of beating this chick up.
One night, when I was overwhelmed with the unbearable images of my comrades' deaths, vomiting and crying, I finally realized the meaning behind their appearance before me. They were pleading with me, pleading for vengeance against those who abandoned us, begging me to destroy the repulsive, hypocritical new order of New Era.
I don't think that's right, actually.
So, I carried on their will. I began kidnapping targets and sniping them in the hollow, watching as they became corrupted and died in despair.
I can, you know what? She's hot. I can fix her.
You really think this is what they'd want?
What else? Would they want me to be like you, playing at a game of finding my missing squad mates, accepting their deaths when I'm done playing, and then forgiving the very enemy who killed them?
I say that, but no, actually, this is too much.
What a noble and virtuous gesture. Forgive on behalf of fallen comrades, coexist with New Eridu's order, and live peacefully among cowards. It's precisely because you and I are so similar that this hypocritical and cruel attitude makes it even harder for me to forgive you. After our first conversation, I was certain I must end your life myself to prove I'm right.
See, having said that, it probably is good to just put her out of her misery, to just stop her from being fucking sad and angry all the time.
That's exactly what I wanted to say to you, too. Because we've suffered the same hardships. I can't accept the path of destruction you've chosen. Jesse, Aaron, Nathan, the client I've been searching for, and any other targets of revenge you've set your sights on. They all feel regret and struggle over the choices they made back then. But you can't see any of that. You didn't target the higher-ups who misjudged the situation, the dangerous ethereals who killed your comrades, or the ones responsible for the fall of the old capital. Instead, you went after the easiest targets.
She's got her pegged here, actually. That's completely correct.
Grim Vulture, as a sniper of the Eridu Defense Force, you have failed in your duty. To preserve the will and hope left by my comrades, I'm going to put an end to your actions right here.
That suits me just fine. A sniper should let the gun do the talking. Make it to the deepest part of the hollow alive, and I'll meet you with nothing but raw metal.
I hope I get to quickscope this chick. I hope I get to 360 no-scope her right in the face. 360 YY silent shot.
Since you made it here, let me reward you with a few things you don't know.
Man, I remember when I actually used to like go for trick shots on fucking Modern Warfare 2. And there was like, fuck this chick, she's gonna be shooting at me again this entire time. I would go for trick shots because I was big into that, you know, quick scoping and elite sniper community and trying to pretend like I was hot shit. But there was like I think it was in Black Ops 2, they added a feature where you could like record gameplay clips and it automatically uploaded them online. And I did that a couple of times because I was like, dude, this clip is gonna be sick as hell. And I would do like the auto upload to YouTube button, and then I would click on them in YouTube, and they were just like 1 FPS, stuttery, laggy, the audio wasn't synced, it was just fucking garbage. So that was partially the reason I wanted to get into actual content creation, was just so I could look cool making fucking Call of Duty quickscoping clips. Because I was just so infuriated by the poor quality of the automated upload system.
Don't hesitate.
Why not leave their fate as unsolved mysteries? Oh, that's the music. Normally that's more suspenseful, right?
I'm actually not listening at all to a word this chick says. Not that I could hear her over the combat anyways.
Picking up.
The extreme weather is picking up in real life too. I'm just hoping my power doesn't get fucking knocked out.
Copy.
I think probably I have a pretty good, like, built. Oop, I seem to have accidentally glitched outside of the map that I'm supposed to be in.
I wonder, do you remember the weather on the day the old capital fell?
I don't think I'm supposed to be in this area. I can't kill this guy. Let's see. How can we... The fucking boxes are blocking my shit, bro. Okay, nice. I teleported back in. So can you do this on Astra reliably? Can you do it on purpose? Okay, so I would be like, no, leave the thing, Astra. Leave the, okay, so we face this way. She's still going backwards. Okay, so I do this. I face this way and then I E. Okay, now I can't do it on purpose anymore.
I'm the one in charge of this conversation. I haven't given you permission.
Darn. I was hoping I had a free map hack lined up. You could do that thing like where you're glitching under the map in Gary's mod and fucking
Sniper's Creed.
becoming unfindable in all like the hide and seek game modes and Trouble in Paris Town. All those game modes were fun as fuck, but there were definitely a lot of people that were glitching into inaccessible areas because they wanted to win the lame way. Just stop shooting me. I can only do like 2 things at once. I don't have the brain power to be focusing on all this stuff at the same time. Oh yeah, tag team. Go big mode.
Time to pin them down. Adjusting for wind.
Dude, this guy is just attacking every second. I don't have enough fucking parries and dodges for all this shit. Ow, I actually got hit by one. Okay, I did 200 damage, bro. This chick is a shitty sniper. She's just like aiming for my feet or something.
Don't hesitate.
Maximum firepower!
Got him.
The real failure as a sniper is the one who's been forced into a corner, like you!
Yeah, but I have cover, so now I'm immune to snipers.
The wind.
I'm gonna curve this bullet off of a raindrop.
I won't fall for your distractions so easily. What?
Oh, that was badass, actually.
With my own melody of victory.
Damn!
And let the wind be the opening notes.
They fucking hit each other.
Karen? No. Wake up.
No, she got hit in the shoulder. She's fine.
What's this?
The harmonica tanked it, bro. Fucking Ronald Reagan style. See, Zoe didn't have a harmonica though, and that's why she lost. The loser pays no attention to her mortal wound.
Just you?
She also only got hit in the shoulder.
The proxy.
She should be fine. Walk it off. Oh, my shoulder artery.
The proxy went to rescue the hostages. I want to speak with you alone. A sniper should always monitor the changes to their surroundings, factoring the environment into their tactics. Being blinded by the intent to kill and failing to take this into account was your downfall.
I think the main downfall was that you had a harmonica and she didn't, because you hit her in literally the exact same spot, except she's apparently dead and you're fine.
Didn't expect to be lectured by a youngster. What a disgrace. When my view was blocked, I realized you'd used the visual blind spot to reposition. So I adjusted my aim accordingly. But I still couldn't hit you.
Your prediction and accuracy were spot on. I was just saved once again by this. By both this harmonica and by my former comrades.
What are the comrades? What did I do?
Are you trying to say that this is destiny? That it's the will of my companions guarding me? I lost to the wave of ethereals, to the military's betrayal. And now I lose to your reckless actions, driven by some ridiculous fantasy. Your fantasy, your attitude, your very existence, and the outcome of this battle. They are the greatest denial and insult to my revenge.
Skill issue, honestly.
You're emitting a much calmer ether energy now. Almost as if you found relief.
My vision is fading. I can't see my comrades on the brink of death anymore. My wounds are fatal. I don't feel any pain. Relief. It's not such a
Again, all this for a fucking bullet in the shoulder.
Did you intend for me to kill you from the start?
Let me answer that question with a story. The first time I saw you was actually during the fall of the old capital. My comrades were all dead, and the reinforcements the higher-ups promised before the mission never came. I can't even remember how long the fight went on. Ultimately, I had no choice but to retreat, failing to bring back my squad mates' bodies. I made my way through one battle line after another. The advanced troops were nearly wiped out. But when I reached a certain front, a small squad of survivors called out to me. Few people can still stand after such severe corruption and injury, but all 5 of them were still fighting. They were protecting a girl who had lost her sight and fallen unconscious while searching for a way out of the hollow. They told me they were beyond saving. And if I planned
She was the one who saved her.
I must take the girl with me. I couldn't turn down the last request of a group of heroic soldiers about to die in battle. Your comrades entrusted your life to me. I was the one who brought you out of the hollow. You already know what happened afterward. It didn't take long for you to leave the defense force after you came to. Just like me, I developed PTSD so intense that sometimes I couldn't even hold a normal conversation. But for me, the hardest blow was the death of my squad. To an orphan like me, they were family.
That is kind of tough.
If the reinforcements had kept their word and provided support, they wouldn't have died for nothing. Don't you ever have that thought?
To say I don't would be a lie. But I think deep down you know. From the moment we stepped into the hollow, there was no way we were getting saved.
Yeah. Like, this is one of those situations where bringing reinforcements, it's just like putting a band-aid over a 50 caliber bullet wound. It's like trying to block a nuclear explosion with a riot shield. I don't know, like, realistically, what would have been helpful if, like, you had 5 more people there.
Given how quickly the hollow was spreading, and the ever-increasing number of ethereals, it would take the sacrifice of countless Defense Force troops to suppress it. It wasn't something that could have been accomplished in such a short time. The reinforcements would have only been a drop in the bucket. More sacrifices without results. Canceling the reinforcements. Sending the advanced troops to rescue as many civilians as possible to minimize casualties. I think most commanders would have made the same decision.
Yeah, that seems entirely logical.
Objective and cold logic. I understand it, of course. But when you see members of the reinforcements living happy lives years later, can you still keep your composure? I couldn't. Even if the chance was minuscule, I wanted my squad mates to survive. But they turned that chance to zero, and still have the nerve to embrace a peaceful future. I can't help but resent them. By the time I realized what I'd done, I had already taken several
Just
lives.
murdering several people, blackout in a fit of rage.
Nathan. When I tied him up and was about to kill him, he begged me to spare him, saying he had something to give you, no matter what. That was when you re-entered my line of sight. I think I've said this before. We're very similar. Yet we have completely opposite beliefs. After meeting you, I became even more certain. In the face of suffering, I chose destruction, while you were destined to choose to protect. But you're still entangled in your obsession with your squad mates. If this continues, you'll eventually sink into a void of despair. Your hope is like a bubble, ready to burst at any moment. The version of you I want to kill is the complete one, who can firmly reject my answer.
This is a very roundabout, like,
If you haven't found
worldview
your
that she
answer,
has.
then I'll be the one to push you forward. I kill you, or you end me. Either way works. But after seeing your growth, maybe I'd prefer you to step over my body. That's the final answer.
Why?
Emptiness and doubt. No matter how many targets of my revenge I took down, nothing changed. Aiming my gun at former comrades, drowning in hate and rage, all it left was a hollow emptiness.
Revenge bad.
You're different. You've gained unconditional trust from the proxy. You have the courage to fight through my trap. And eventually, you'll have a melody that's uniquely yours. My belief has faltered. I finally remember. My squad mates were fools, just like you. You're right. They would never want me to become this way. I talk about carrying their cross. But in truth, I never carried their will.
Or they just wanted her to do something normal, like open a coffee shop, or get a boyfriend, or like get a job. I don't fucking know. Regular shit.
So be it. Take the hostage and go. A villain stained with the blood of others deserves nothing but a miserable end. I'm looking forward to how long you'll be able to protect those in front of your eyes.
How is this harmonica still working, bro? This is the toughest fucking harmonica of all time.
It can still be played after taking a bullet. Impressive.
This is my final melody to you. No matter how miserable you've become, I'll still remember you. Remember we once shared the same path.
I should have let the music play, actually. I don't know why I
In the
clicked through
end,
it.
Our paths diverged. Your hatred has long twisted into sin. But if not for you, I wouldn't have learned how to hate, or found the true targets of my hatred. I used to know nothing. My teammates served as my teachers and taught me so much. And I think you must be my final teacher.
Zoe's like sitting here bleeding out. She was like, well, I'm just glad I could be of assistance to your character development.
You taught me, in the most intense way, what hatred truly means.
Really? So you found someone you want revenge against, too?
Yeah, except she actually got it.
That's good.
Man, what a trip this storyline was. The emotional stuff with Zoe I didn't really care about. It was mainly the mom still. Ellen or whatever her name was. Proxy, we've arrived at the port. According to Shepard, he, the client, and the rescued Jesse and Aaron should all be here. Let's go talk to them. Wait, Grim Vulture really wasn't the client? Oh, Proxy, you noticed. Even though we defeated Grim Vulture, I still can't seem to let it go. Just as I thought, when the wind changed and the falling banner blocked her vision, she could have retreated, waited for her sight to clear, and then resumed sniping. If she had done that, I would have had no chance of winning. But her pride wouldn't allow her to take an action that implicitly admitted her tactics were inferior. She still chose to engage in a shootout with me despite the blind spot. But after realizing she actually wanted to die, I started to wonder, was my course of action something she deliberately led me into? I would find a way to break her trap and create an opportunity for a reversal. She was waiting for that moment, ready to test whether I had truly surpassed her through a direct confrontation. I believe that was her intention. Her feelings were complicated, yes. You told me that Grim Vulture once appeared here at the port, standing by the trash can on the wooden pier, gazing out at the sea. What was she thinking back then, I wonder? I'm sorry, I was just talking to myself. Let's go meet the client together. He's still alive and hasn't become another of Grim Vulture's victims. I suppose that's the best news we could have. Although I already stand the true client's identity is not my teammate and it may not bring the hope I've longed for, I still want to face him. Alright, Nathan. Oh, hey. It's a cat. What? That's not what I clicked on. Fuck you. I'm doing it Honkai style. I'm searching the trash can. Having a sniper, it's quite troublesome. I hunt for death, wrapping itself in its scent. Okay, edgelord. Snipers should let their guns do the talking. Oh, so she instructed her on sniping too. Maybe? Oh. She was married? That's exactly what he loves about me, the fact that I'm distant and don't know anything about romance. I'm all about sniping and a bit clumsy in everyday life. Even thinks Grim Vulture sounds cute. And that's when things all went to shit. I really was just trying to pet the cat. I guess I'm glad that the cat was on top of the trash can, otherwise I never would have actually clicked that and read them diary entries. Do I need to talk with everybody, really? Ah, Shepard actually has some grace and decorum. Are you good? Physically, I wasn't hurt much, but my mood is complicated. Maybe my intellect isn't really suited for being a broker. Ended up being tied up in the silo for the second time. Wait, he was the hostage the second time too? This dumb fuck. She really kidnapped the exact same group as round one. I don't know. Now we have even more PTSD. Here today, barely holding on just to thank you in person. I never even considered the possibility that Zoe was the— I didn't— oh man, I didn't either at first. How'd she get that bump on her head from when she got knocked out? What, didn't Zoe say that she did that? That happened to her? Would have killed her, right? Didn't even care about the gun pointed at my throat. I was just repeating those few sentences over and over until she admit she had killed my friend. Damn. Oh, it's scum like you even care about her companions. So, toward the end, though, she, like, was not as much of a fan of killing people. She was unraveling even before that last fight. If I can meet her again in hell after I die, then I'll settle the score with her. Fuck yeah, dude. I love that shit. I'll meet you down there, motherfucker.
So you're the sniper from Liar Squad. It's nice to finally meet you.
If I ever am getting, like, killed by a serial killer or just murdered in cold blood, that's what I'm gonna say. Like, I'll see you in hell, motherfucker. You're gonna have to face me a second time. Under better circumstances for me.
And you must be the one who's been searching for me.
Even if I don't even know if I believe that that actually is a thing that would happen.
It's good to see you safe and sound.
That's right. I'm sorry for causing all this trouble. I nearly cost you your life, becoming a target of a victim from the fall of the old capital. Maybe that's what I get not helping my brother and the rest of the defense force back then. When the reinforcements decided to retreat, I spoke out against it. I had family among the soldiers already in the Hollow, but I didn't have the courage to take that step. The one that might have cost me my life. I'm sorry.
You don't need to feel regret or
No, that's fine.
apologize. The outcome wasn't something you could have controlled. You cared deeply for Lethe, and even today you still think of him. To someone like him, who always cherished family, that's more than enough.
Thank you. I heard you've been searching for the members of Liar Squad all these years. I'm nothing compared to your determination. Thank you for everything you've done, but please stop the search. It's time for you to start living a life that's truly your own. I hate to say this as a family member, but back then, they were already
doomed as fuck.
I know. You don't need to say it. I've been drowning in a fantasy of my own making for years. But it's a fantasy that kept me from falling into the abyss. Nathan, Grim Vulture told me you have something you want to give me. Is that why you commissioned someone to find me?
He really only had that old as fuck picture, too, of her. Like, not even— I guess he didn't know what she's been up to after the military expeditions.
After learning about the bond between you and your squad, I knew I couldn't live with myself if I didn't get this to you. So I got on my knees and begged Grim Vulture. Even playing this recording for her, hoping it would move her, regardless of how things unfolded. What matters is that it wasn't destroyed, and I'm here, alive, to hand it to you.
What kind of sad shit is gonna be on here?
I found this while going through my brother's belongings. It's been tucked away for years. There's a recording on it, and I think it's a gift Liar Squad made for you, but never had the chance to give you.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if I listen to it now with the proxies?
With us? I don't know, that always seems irreverent for me to be here.
I thought we were just here to collect the commission fee today.
Go ahead. As for the commission fee, I'll pay it to you both shortly, so don't worry about that.
Hey, hello? All right, it's a recording. This is a message from Liar Squad for our little sniper. Everyone ready? I'll count down. 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations on your 1000th day with Liar Squad!
Oh damn, 1,000 days.
Hey, you guys are totally out of sync. Captain, can we redo this? The anniversary gift has to be perfect.
That's our assault specialist, Acheron. She has a strong sense of aesthetics, prioritizing beauty in both combat and her daily life. She taught me a lot about makeup and fashion.
Sarah puts on makeup?
No, she won't care if we're a little off. Forget the re-record. Let's just get it done and order the cake. We don't want him to sell out.
Cocytus.
That's our medic, Cocytus. He's usually lazy and a bit of a smooth talker, but he's actually very capable and kind. He taught me a lot about unconventional negotiation tactics and ways of handling things.
You two, stop arguing during the recording. I've already ordered the cake. If you keep rambling, we really will have to re-record this. Cut the chatter already.
And that's Styx, a reliable artillery specialist. He's the oldest in the squad. He loves sharing photos of his daughter and reminiscing about how he wooed his wife. The way he won her over inspired me a lot.
Everyone loves a wife guy.
All right, let's all calm down. Wouldn't want to get on the captain's bad side. I mean, Captain, would you like to go first? We can edit or re-record whatever we need to.
That's our scout and engineer, Lethe. He's a bit self-conscious because of how his younger brother excels, and he's somewhat introverted. But he's actually very capable. He taught me sharp observation skills, calm execution under pressure, and how to make use of the environment.
Okay, thank you all for settling down before I completely lost my cool. It's fine. No need to cut anything or re-record. Let's just keep it as it is. Loud and messy, just like our liar squad.
That's our captain, who took me in and taught me how to play the harmonica. And the real Charon. I'll make sure to explain properly to you later, Proxy.
As you've heard, this recording is a little gift from the 5 of us. How time flies. When I brought you into the squad about 2.5 years ago, you were just a shy kid who blushed whenever you talked to someone. Over these 1,000 days, you've really worked hard to keep pace with our fighting rhythm. You've done incredibly well. In the last mission, your successful sniper kill of that high-risk ethereal really helped Acheron a lot.
Isn't Acheron the one talking? Oh, I know that's the real Charon. Never mind.
I hate to say it, but yeah, I went too far in last time. Thanks for getting me out of that mess. Just this once, I'll admit, your moves were more elegant in that fight.
And not just that fight. Ever since you became a quicker shot and learned to adjust for wind speeds on the fly, we've been taking fewer and fewer hits. Makes my job way easier. So, cheers.
You often worry about not doing enough. But in these 2.5 years, you've absorbed everything I know about stealth, reconnaissance, and tactical countermeasures. Trust me, you'll become an incredibly skilled sniper.
Man, she really did have a nice family.
Having you covering us from the rear makes every fight feel safer. But you still have a lot to learn about socializing and romance. When peace finally comes to Eridu, leave us and live your own life.
Where did that come from? She's not leaving us. Even if she retires, she'll move into my house and I'll spoil her with loads of beautiful clothes. We can talk about living alone in 10 or 20 years. Sorry, I got carried away. Anyway, you're talented and hardworking. Over these 1,000...
So she was the youngest member, and that's why they all kind of looked at her as a daughter figure, and why they didn't feel bad
Having you as a comrade is a blessing
about
for all 5
sacrificing themselves to save her. That's sweet.
I have to say one thing. You're always so sensitive and kind. Every time you see us get hurt, you look like you're about to break. Has our squad motto, having each other's backs, become too much of a burden for you? I get how you feel. When your squad mates trust you with their backs, your first instinct is to protect them, right? But that's not the way it should be. No one can shoulder everything alone. Don't try to carry everything on your own. Choosing to fight on the battlefield is my resolve. Feel it. Share yours with me. And when it's your turn to watch my back, I'll give my all to honor it too.
As long as you fight with all your strength, there's no such thing as failing to protect something. Because your will...
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
...preserved and carried on in other ways.
She didn't fail. She tried her best and it wasn't enough.
But don't let that weigh on you. Try to trust in us, just like we trust in you, no matter what.
I've struggled with that kind of thinking myself, but I eventually made my way through it. All this talk of camaraderie, of keeping each other safe, it's like a harmonica melody scoring our time together. Even when things change, our tune will go on, and that's enough.
Exactly. Honestly, I'm sometimes terrified. Afraid that someday You'll blame yourself for failing to protect us and fall apart. That's why I wanted to record this message.
Well, this actually could not have been more perfect, so much that it almost seems kind of like cheesy.
Don't try to bear everything alone. Maybe you can start relying on us more, fully entrusting your vulnerable side to us. Our will has long been intertwined with yours. We're comrades. This is getting way too sentimental. It doesn't feel like me anymore. Anyway, we just want to see you trusting your comrades enough to share your burdens, even if it isn't us. Finally, we'd like to give you the song that's closest to us. If what we've said is hard to understand, just feel it through the music. Please, enjoy my masterpiece, Homecoming.
I kind of wish it was like played through the shitty quality of like a handheld tape recorder, but yeah, this is gonna be a tearjerker for her though. I saw a tweet that I retweeted. It was like they really gave every character in this game the most tragic backstories ever, like except for Julianne. Julianne just has like a comfortable police job. She likes her job and her coworkers. She has a modest life, and everyone else is just like in the pits of hell at all times. This is a nice song though. Karen was a good composer.
Proxy, do you remember? I was once terrified of seeing the look on their faces.
Yes. Can you see them clearly now?
Oh, I just realized that guy who was trying to scam me followed me earlier and didn't say anything about it. Whoops.
Yes. Crystal clear. As if I've returned to the exact moment of...
Oh damn, they were all mid-corruption too. That's fucked up. They're all still smiling.
So this is our last glance. This is the answer you wanted me to find.
This is a cool picture. It's very sad, but very cool.
Thanks, guys. For everything.
I thought that the black stuff on that one girl's head was like some sort of earpiece or like fancy technology, but no, it was her getting corrupted by ether. Damn.
Proxies. No. Lies. Belle. I've troubled you two a lot these days with my personal affairs. Words can't describe what you've done for me.
It's no trouble at all. To be honest, Belle and I have been a bit lost lately because of some personal matters. But meeting you has felt somehow comforting. Don't you think, Belle?
Exactly. We got something out of the experiences we shared. At the very least, it's brought us clarity. I guess our wills have always been aligned, haven't they?
Yeah. When I was trapped in self-doubt, unable to get out, I'm glad you were there with me. You're right. We've already entrusted our backs to each other as comrades.
Have Wise and Belle met Trigger in person actually post Phaethon? Maybe not. I know they only had that one mission where Trigger was guiding them through the hollow from afar. In which case it's weird that she was hiding her identity because she knows us.
Because of that, because we are comrades, please hear me out. Maybe you've already noticed. I'm sorry, but I've been keeping something from you. Charon isn't actually my codename. As I mentioned before, Charon was my captain's codename. When I met both of you for the first time, I didn't want to tell you my codename, because I thought someone who couldn't protect their squad mates had no right to one. So I lied. Captain Charon was an orphan like me, with no family to mourn her. I've been using her codename because I may be the last person in the world who still remembers her. But I understand now. If I want to keep moving forward, I can't keep hiding behind a lie. My true codename is...
And then the trigger starts like the invincible title card.
you don't have to tell me right now.
At the harbor, Nathan spoke to you privately. Was he offering you a chance to return to the Defense Force?
Yes. He said he still has a friend in the Defense Force who's currently forming a new squad. And if my goals align with theirs, I could consider joining them.
So, what's your decision? Where will you go next?
I'm going to Disneyland.
After everything that's happened, I think I do share the same goal as that friend of his and the new squad they're building. So I'll head back to the new Eridu Defense Force and keep chasing my new goal with a new team.
Your new goal? Are you going to look further into the fall of the old capital?
Yes. My encounter with Grim Vulture has made me realize this should be the true form of my vengeance.
Yeah, channel it into something positive and productive and will be helpful for other people.
I'll uncover the real culprits behind the old capital's fall and make them pay for their crimes. If the ferryman who leads me to the truth demands a price, I'm willing to wager my life.
Don't go that far. Still live for yourself if you can.
I have a gut feeling the masterminds will reveal themselves again soon. To protect the city my comrades cherished and sacrificed their lives for, I won't allow such a tragedy to happen again.
The masterminds reveal themselves too. I bet that is gonna get, like, there will be more exposition of this in Act 2. I'm so curious about what they have cooking up. I know they probably already have like the entire pretty much future plot and overarching storylines like outlined and the story beats and what they want to happen and who's responsible and how they're going to be involved in the plot. And it's all just under strict NDA. So we'll see what they've had brewing, I'm sure, at some point in the near future when the next like major update is. Let me look this up. ZZZ 1 is 2.0. I don't think that is like really announced. So we're still in 1.x right now because we're still in story mode 1. But we'll get into the other stuff later, I'm sure.
To protect, guide my hatred. I now have a clear aim toward the truth.
Exactly why we can't be completely on it. What?
That's what I thought. If that's the case, then for now, we probably shouldn't learn your true codename, or lean on each other too much.
Are you saying we're on opposite sides?
No, we might walk different paths. Those paths will lead us to the same destination. It's just that, for now, we can't say any more than that.
Oh, so that's why she hit herself too.
To be honest, after facing an enemy as ruthless as Grim Vulture, we're reminded of our own powerlessness. Watching you fight back, almost losing your life to a bullet, that feeling. We're nowhere near strong enough to protect you, and we're not strong enough to open up about our pasts either. Sorry.
If this is your slightly selfish principle, I respect it. You were once my proxies, and I'll keep this memory locked away as something I cherish. If, as you say, our destination is the same, then we should continue on our separate paths, striving to grow stronger. The next time we meet, I'll reveal my true codename. I hope we can become true comrades. I want your presence to forever remain in the melody of my life.
Deal.
Yes, it's a promise. We'll meet again, Charon.
Already been recruited.
Hello. I'm the sniper from the former Liar Squad of the Crystal
she's
Barrel
in
Division, recommended by Captain
military
Nathan,
stance.
originally of the new Eridu Defense Force's Obsidian Division, Impera Squad.
Yeah, I heard about you from my superior. You're the one who dealt with the serial murders targeting the Defense Force, right? Well, the new Eridu Defense Force is ready to welcome you back. Let me confirm a few details before taking you to base. Which squad are you applying to join? And did you have a code name during your previous service?
I'm applying to join the Obsidian Division's Oval Squad. As for my codename, Trigger, I was Trigger of Liar Squad.
Trigger of Liar Squad. You think we'll ever see Karen again? For sure. I hope so too. We must grow, get stronger, and gain greater power to face any crisis. If you're not with her then, we must hear her real code name. Has it been revealed? I'm gonna have to look up and see if there's just been a throwaway line of dialogue yet where she's revealed that her name was Trigger to us and we've just pretended that we're meeting her for the first time. but really it had significance to both parties. Just wasn't really thought about. It's sad, two people with the same fate end up walking completely different paths, becoming enemies. We also encounter enemies who once experienced the same fate but now walk completely different paths. What would you choose to do? I would seek mutual understanding with them. Nathan should face everything together, right? I do think if they're not committing murders, you probably should try and mutually understand with them before violence. Damn, that was good as fuck. That was like one of the most in-depth agent stories so far. Also, Out of Sight is a pun too, isn't it? They just made like 40 blind jokes in this this whole thing. He just turns up here. No, that's not who I wanted to talk to. Fuck you. Here. Wanna run a videotape? We've already done this before. This is the same thing. We say musical and we get brownie points. I'm down with doing the same few trust events over and over again if it gets them to like me more, though, so that's fine. Warren, I still need to talk to you. I promise I'm not ignoring... Actually, I am ignoring you, but it's not on my priority list right now. Do my dailies, probably. And then I'm gonna head out of here, because that was actually quite long for an agent story. Also, quite emotionally devastating, and I don't think I have the emotional bandwidth right now to do something, like... very energy intensive or requiring much focus.
Ready for combat.
Okay, I got my guys up to level 50. The next logical step would be getting their weapons up to 50. And then after that, the skills. And then after that, who even fucking knows? I have to level Emilion up to 52, actually, now that I think about it. So much fucking shit, man. It just never ends.
Quit moving! Never dies!
Get spanked? Where's the other guy? He's just all the way over here.
Feel the power of starlight!
Oh, whoops. I didn't even mean to dodge that like that.
Target confirmed. Good. The stage is mine. Catch the rhythm.
My bullets never lose sight of their target.
So is the main purpose of the stun character is also to like do the perfect assist combos? Make the chain attacks more common? I get attack, I get support, I get defense. That was 6. Wait, do I get enough for an upgrade for one of these runs? I don't, but it's pretty close. Use other materials. Only 2,400 Denny's, why not? Wait, did that enhance it? Oh, yeah, it did. I don't have nearly as many of these purple things as I do with the character enhancements, but also it seems like this costs less. Next. If I get all these in one run each, that'd be fantastic.
Quit moving!
Ow, bro, fuck you.
My turn.
Easy target! Perfect!
Stop shooting me, you bitch. Oh, I should be focusing this one because he has damage reduction on him. Oh, that was fast. Did I have less of these guys on here than I normally do? I think I did. Let me do this one more time. Oh, I guess I have to sleep and then I can do this one more time. Oh wait, maybe not.
I've got plenty of bullets!
What? Why didn't that work? Why didn't it swap me over to where they are? Fuck you.
Move over! Time for the real show!
Game cheated me.
My bullets never lose sight of their target!
Alright, another one down. And let me just pass out on the lobby real quick.
Standing by.
Or next.
We really harmonize.
I need to get the skills up is the other thing too, and I'm very lazy about that. Those take a little bit more stuff. Is this even the best? Yeah, it is. This is definitely going to be the best thing that I have for her. I don't think it's mainly meant for Nicole, it seems like, actually, but I will still get hella use out of that. Whoops. Just delete the entire fucking thing, bro. Kiss my ass. I'll have a second one of these that I can actually give to Nicole when I build her, too. In fact, I have a third one. The next one requires another thing, right? Legendary proxy, which we're not at yet. This is actually like way easier to level up than the other games. This is the second highest enchantment, and it's only like, or not enchantment, like level up, and it only takes one fucking run, basically. Quite convenient, if I do say so myself. I'm just doing all that. Why is the damage bars like gray like that? Am I doing reduced damage to them somehow? Oh wait, that's the move that I can't parry.
Your command.
Alright, focus up. Lock in.
Billy time! Stay still! Quit moving!
Focusing. This requires all of my attention is sitting still and holding left click. How many of these do I have? 14, so Yeah, I need to do that one more time. And actually, I'll be perfectly out of energy by the end of this. Maybe I should drink that other coffee where it like gives you double combat and simulation drops. I don't know if that applies to this, but I feel like I should be actually trying to do those. Fuck your spin move, bitch. What? I don't think I hit me. Can I like, collateral and hit both of them at the same time? Probably not. I don't think Billy's bullets are that high caliber. They're mainly like tracer rounds. As in tracer from Overwatch. Where they just like are little teeny tiny pellets that you're hitting people with and don't actually have any like penetrating power. No stopping power. I don't even know if Ambi's good, man. Well, that's my girl. Even though I didn't get the 5-star version, that's my girl. Gotta build her. Nice. I now have a full team at level 50. Now I'll maybe be able to survive some of this endgame content. Probably need to upgrade the relics a little bit, but that is a-okay.
Starlight, it's time to shine.
Any pulls? One pulls for... Ah, fuck. I guess I might as well pull for Trigger. As much as it would be nice... You know what? Yeah, we'll do Trigger. Julianne is tempting, but... Darn, none of either. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it a day. It has been a successful stream, I would say. We did this whole new Trigger quest. Had my heart torn asunder. But we survived and then managed to level up our characters to the max allowable at our current level, so pretty productive. Still have 2 agent stories left. I logged off the other day, had 2 agent stories left. Logged on today, did 1, now I have 2 left again because they released a new one, which was the one we just finished. Funny how it works like that. But anyways, I probably won't be streaming again until the weekend, I'm assuming. I'll do one more, probably Zenless stream, and then one more League stream somewhere over the duration. So, I will see you when I see you. Have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. Take it easy. Sleep well.